All right, ready to go? I only know half the story, so I'm not going to know the other half, okay? So, let's field. So, good, awesome work. I think awesome work. Appreciate Jacksonville coming down here, and I think it was a great day for both teams just to get a bunch of really good work. I felt like it was a positive day for our guys, and just from a standpoint of getting really good work for the ones and getting prepared for the season. And so, this is the first of 3 of these, but I love what we were able to accomplish today, and there's still a lot of lessons that we're going to have to learn from this.
Kellen, what did you think of what you saw from the first team offense?
Thought there was some good stuff. Like anything in training camp, there's going to be some reps we're going to want back. We're going to need to correct ourselves, improve, sustaining a couple longer drives, which was good for our guys. This is kind of their first test of these 8-10 play drives, which is more real football. So this is their exposure to that, and that's what you're not getting in a preseason game by not playing in it. And so I thought that was really good work for our guys, and they just got to get acclimated to that setting.
What can you say about Jordan Tyson and where he is right now?
Yeah, I just know something with his leg. Him and Burgess was the other guy that left, something with their lower body, but I wasn't over there for that one either. So we'll see. We'll get more information. We probably have better ideas tomorrow. I don't know. No.
What can you get that he ran off? It was probably a good sign that he ran.
Yeah, he jogged off. I don't know. I don't know the whole story yet. Sorry.
What can you get from these joint practices that you don't get in the exhibition games?
I think you get different looks and different play styles. Every defense is going to play it a little bit different. And so I think that's good exposure. When your offense and defense goes together for, however many practices we've had, 10, 11 practices, you kind of get accustomed to, the way you fit combination blocks, the way, the front is structured and all these different things. And so you kind of get used to that. And now you get it and it's presented in a different way. And so I think
at Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers.
I think the teams we're competing against the next few weeks is going to really do a great job of preparing us.
You found the red zones in particular, what looked like it was pretty successful.
I thought there was a couple guys that just made some plays. Chris had a couple of good ones. Bailey had a really good catch in the corner in the end zone. We missed a couple other ops. I thought there was some good, efficient run game in there. I think that's the one thing. Run game's got to come alive in the red zone. That's just the story of red zone offenses for forever. And I thought there were some positive runs in there that would set you up for favorable situations.
When you're going against physicality of your team, because I know first time against another team.
Yeah, I thought the physicality was right where it needs to be. This is still a practice tempo. We're all working under the same guidelines and rules. I thought their team and our team did a good job of being competitive, not combative. And we got some really good work. I think the physicality naturally comes alive a little bit in these joint practices, but I thought there was some good stuff in there.
When you're 11 practices in against your own team, does the evaluation get a little dirty given that defense something you're running, everybody kind of come out here? Is this a more pure evaluation of your own team?
I think it's just a good kind of transition to the next phase of training camp. Training camp early, there's an acclimation, then we compete against each other. And I thought our guys did an excellent job of competing against each other each and every day the last however many, 10 days. Then we transition to this area where we're going to play against a bunch of really good teams. Allows you kind of, hey, they haven't seen all the stuff that you're presenting or the fronts you're running or any of that sort of stuff. And so I think it's just a good refresher to kind of get another set of eyes and another set of opportunities in those same concepts.
Was there an emphasis today, push the ball down the field, or is that just something that happened?
I would just say naturally happened.
What did you think of, I know you talked about the first team offense, but how about Tyler's performance today? Do you think he kind of took any steps forward, and what do you think of his command of the offense and overall performance?
Yeah, for Tyler, good command. Felt like there were some real positives in there. There's going to be plenty of lessons to learn as we go through this. It's August, whatever it is, middle of August. We got a ways to go, and so there's going to be a lot of work to be done moving forward. But I thought, Tyler did some good things there.
How good would you say Chris Olave was today? And not just that, but how has he been all camp? Like when Trey Palmer made the long catch, he was the first one over there to congratulate him. We've seen a lot of that. Talk about Chris today and the whole camp.
Yeah, I just say Chris. Just an amazing offseason, for him navigating kind of the medical side of this, contract side of this, staying really, really focused through all of that. It's allowed him that when he's had an opportunity now to get out here and transition back out on the field and compete, he's been ready to go, and he's playing really good football.
Was that about 90 players?
It's over here.
A good guess. Yeah. I don't have the exact number. Yeah, probably.
How do you think the
how
offense?
many 2 minutes was?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, sorry.
How much do you think? Seeing the offensive line against another team today, what would you think of them in their body of work?
Yeah, again, really good work. That's a really good front. They're number one rush stopping defense in the NFL last year, so that's going to be really good work for us to test ourselves. They got size, and they're a very strong, physical, upfront football team, and so I thought it was good work. I don't have total updates. I know Burgess and Jordan didn't finish. I think everyone else, we'll see.
Kellen, looking at the interior D line, both Shepard and Bronzo be able to come up with, like, do you like that 4 sacks in one game or a couple of sacks each?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that those guys. Yeah.
Not just on the edge, and then Terry really getting after.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to watch that other side of the ball. Haven't had a chance to see it yet, but you're going to need to generate rush inside. You know, I think we feel good about our edges. You know, we got some younger guys inside. We're going to have to generate that rush, and that's going to involve the interior D line, but also the linebackers. You know, ability to push the pocket is going to be key for us. I think there's just a back and forth through training camp. That's just inevitable. There's going to be days to go one side or days to go the other side, and periods. And I think that's what training camp's all about. You got to test yourself. You got to be in uncomfortable situations and push through them. And we're training not just schematically. We're training for a lot of things this time of year.
What are you looking for when you install in a play, for instance, and the defense checks into kind of the perfect coverage for the play? What do you want to see from the offense in this part?
Yeah, I think just trust your training and go back through your and if it's some home run ball and it's not there, we find the check down, we get a completion, and we train ourselves to create these really good habits, because inevitably we can dial this stuff up. For example, on offense all season long, and sometimes it's not going to be what we want. And, it's about finding the solution and finding the outlet or the run play, getting a dirty 3 or 4 yards on a run that you're trying to design, and so all really good work.
And you mentioned yesterday kind of a desire for consistency.
Yep. It's going to be a work in progress through camp. Consistency is what we're all striving for. That's part of what training camp's about. And so, we got a few more weeks that we got to get there, but we're making progress.
Will Spencer start on Saturday?
Yes.
And will Deckers get in at all?
Potentially, yes.
Kelly, how do you evaluate in a setting like that when a defender comes clean, like Walker did on the one play, Tyler gets the ball off?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll have to watch. Yeah, we'll have to watch the film. I know there's always debate when you're not in fully padded situations, and so you just gotta watch the tape and look at it.
Thanks, Kelly.
Okay, thanks, guys.
The Saints and Jags joint scrimmage situation. We'll go over that as soon as we can, with a lot of the stuff happening in terms of camp. And then, of course, we'll play some of the video, actual scrimmage video that some are putting out that's covering most of this stuff. And we'll cover this 15-point camp diagnostic that we've seen with the black and gold before we go back to the pressers. But, man, listen, a couple of things have happened. Shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. We up in this thing. Shout out to you for being in the stream, man. Big Q representing the mighty Who Dat Nation, man. This is brought to you by FanDuel. Y'all check out FanDuel for all your prop bets and all this kind of gravy stuff. But, man, listen, Chase Young is on the mic. We'll get back to a lot of that momentarily. Here's Chase Young to hear from him. He's the leader of the defense now.
We need these challenges with other teams. It was hot today. We got tired, which was good. And I feel like we responded well.
You said 6, like half a dozen?
Half a dozen, man. Half a dozen. Just stand at it, man. Just stand at it. Keep my head down. Getting pushed. Setting the standard, and just keeping going.
Chase, how encouraging was it the way you guys finished out in the 2 minutes?
It was real good, man. Like I said, everybody was tired, right? Everybody was tired. Tired now. Shoot, and we communicated. We still was getting off the ball. I love what we put on tape today because it just showed how tough we were.
Yeah, Chase, I was going to say, isn't that encouraging? Because all camp, that D-line has been doing that, been disruptive.
Yeah.
But kind of do it today and show that everything that you guys have been doing, and you can kind of validate it. Does that feel good?
Definitely, definitely. You know, it was different team, different energy. It's hot. How are we gonna respond? And I feel like we responded the right way today. I feel like, you know, we could have been better. Obviously, we made mistakes, but at the same time, regardless of all of that, we came out. We was running around, we was flying around, and we played physical.
I thought Shep had a really
Great day. Yeah.
Great day as well. And it's kind of one of those guys, I feel like he's always under the radar.
Shep is one of those dudes who you don't never have to worry about going hard. He's one of those dudes that's going to fall into plays because how his motor. And that's why we love 9-3 and we value him there. Yeah, I mean, our whole D-line can do it. Don't matter from the top to bottom. Never been worried about them interior dudes. Everybody on our depth chart inside, interior-wise, can play. So, you know, Christian, his number was called, competitive excellence. When your number's called, you got to be ready. He was ready today, you know, and we definitely happy with how he stepped in today.
Chase, how good was that, like, the very first pass, someone throws, that Black was able to kick it off? That kind of sets the tone.
It sets the tone. You know, it sets the tone, especially when you play, you know it sets the tone. Give us momentum for the rest of the day. When plays happen like that, it gives us a spark. So we definitely, thank you, Ju.
Chase, how tough is the red zone stuff I mean, it's, again, going against an offense you haven't seen much. And maybe the stops aren't as much.
Yeah, it's cool, though, because we need to make mistakes, right? We need to be in situations where we're not sure. So we can make our mistakes now. We can respond negatively now. So in a game, when we get in that same exact, you know, moment, then we'll respond better. So today, I know it's not going to be perfect, but, you know, like I say, we was flying around and we was playing physical, and what it is what it is.
Where would you say the defense is at? Football practices has looked pretty good throughout. Does it feel as good as it was?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. You know, I feel like every day in camp we've been on it, just staying on top of holding everybody accountable, players holding each other accountable. And today I think we played good ball, man. Like I say, we definitely made a few mistakes, but overall, I'm sure the coaches will be happy. I know I'm pretty happy when we
feel
did.
like you guys are building on how you finished last year?
Definitely. It's easier when you already know the playbook, like I said the other day, and it's easier when you know. I feel like this set of guys, we know each other. We're real comfortable with each other, and we really play for each other out there. We really locked in.
The opportunity to be able to kind of specifically work situational things, red zone, 2-minute, all that. Is kind of the benefit of joint practice versus
Definitely. We need to get those looks in. DBs, they need to get those looks, and you know, like I said, we need to get tired. We need to be breathing hard. We need to get into them situations where it's in the game and it's on that last play drive of the Carolina and the Panthers, what you got in the tank. And I think that was tested today. And from the looks of it right now, I think we responded pretty well. But, you know, it's never as good as it looks, and it's never as bad as it looks. So that's film.
Is this the day that you maybe felt the weather more than just because of the 90 plays or whatever it was?
You feel it for sure. I felt it. But mind over matter. I mean, I'm human. You're going to feel it. But when you're out there, you're going to tell yourself, you know, you're going to have that good self-talk. But when you're done, you're going to know you put in a good day's work.
Was this the worst one of camp yet?
I think so. It's obviously, too, because juice is flowing. You getting hype. You get that little jitters in your stomach. Like, you got to go, you know, it's time, you know, go to war, you know. So it's probably all of that. And, you know, your blood pressure probably goes sky high because you just about to time to go. So, yeah.
Chase, how rewarding it is when you're able, I know you want to do this maybe a couple of times a game, to get the tackle to flinch.
Oh, no, it feels good, man. It lets you know that, you know, I'm getting off the ball. And, you know, that he got to respect to get off. So I'm just gonna keep getting off the ball, man, and stand down. Appreciate it.
All right, Chase Young. That was Chase Young. Shout out to you guys for being in the stream. Much love to the fam. Y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear me. All right, well, Chase Young, fam. Listen, this is interesting, man, because the defense has been stepping up big time for a while, man, and this whole camp. And it's been a positive, bro. It's been a major positive going on with that, man. But this is the pluses and minuses, and we'll keep the train going out, then deviate back to the latest presser. But the plus, here's some joint scrimmage notes right here. The good Shuck and Olavi in sync, multiple deep connections from those two in the game. The offense was flowing against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Remember, the Jaguars defense represented problems last year for a lot of people. You couldn't run on them. They were pretty stout. The Saints were able to move the ball in scrimmage. Now, anytime you can see that type of level of success, it's a positive. Whether it's in scrimmage or it's in preseason game, it's showing that the concepts that the Saints are implementing are positive. Like, they're picking it up, they're understanding, there is synergy, there's chemistry there. Number two, the edge rush dominates. You just heard from Chase Young, said half a dozen sacks. Chase Young and Granderson take over. They're dominating up front, and that's what we need. Chase Young, you can see he's coming to his own as the leader of the defense. He is the leader of the defense. Now, we know Cam had that mantra for a long time, but it's a passing of the torch, as you can see, organically right to Chase Young, which, by the way, was an excellent pickup. A lot of people questioned them signing Chase Young because of his injury history. Look what kind of jewel the Saints got out of that. A risky maneuver from a player we signed. He was injured at the time. The Saints kept him, and look what he's become. Now, he's always had that talent, but now he's putting the health with it, and you can see that he's tuned in. So this is a positive. Shout out to Mickey and the GMs on that one. Number three, Julian Blackman sets the tone. INT on the first 11-on-11 snap. Julian Blackman is back, and I told you, Blackman and Justin Reed, those two vets are in for big years. Justin Reed's going to have a big year. We have a lot of our young guys, the cornerbacks up front, but the veteran depth will kind of minimize any mistake and also counsel in the secondary, plus the firing off of guys like Chase Young and Carl Granderson will also help, not have so many, hopefully, of those coverage issues where we could put pressure on opposing ops and force them into situations that benefit the defense. Number four, Jaden Price, family. Jaden Price keeps rising. Lockdown camp continues. He played well last year. He playing well this year. He's earning those reps. And Jaden Price has really been positive. He's been playing better than a lot of some of these other veterans in camp, and the Saints defense is taking notice of Jaden Price. He continues to rise in camp. Number five, Jeremiah Wright holds up. The rookie anchors inside. There was some footage I was watching where him was firing off, and they had some people going on. That was really good. Let's bounce at the top of the show.
I thought it was a great day. I think every single period, I feel like we kind of had the edge a little bit. The run game was working really well. I feel like we had some good chunks in the pass game, and there was some good, some bad. They're a really good team too, and I think that was our goal. Is let's just go out there and focus on us. And I feel like we did that. I feel like we got a lot better, and it was fun going against someone else for once.
How refreshing was it to see somebody else finally?
Yeah, I mean, you're going, they don't necessarily know the cadence yet, or some of our packages, stuff like that, and it felt a little bit more game-like. We're just going out there and playing, and I mean, it's August in New Orleans, and you're getting just a great battle out there for all the guys. So it was a lot of fun, and was really proud of how we stepped up as a team.
Tyler, that red zone period, it looked like you guys were hitting on a lot, and had even a couple more that were close to the sideline. What went right for you guys during that period?
Yeah, it's kind of similar ilk of just, we're out there and we're operating, and I feel like the communication was good. We go against the defense every single day, and we go against a new defense, and I feel like we were pretty dialed as far as just communication-wise, and guys stepped up and made some big plays, and that's kind of how it goes in the red zone. It speeds up a little bit, but at the end of the day, you got to be smart and you got to go out there and make a play, and a lot of the guys do.
Is a day like today a cleaner evaluation for where you guys are at as opposed to like day 11 against the same guys, running the same stuff, doing the same thing over and over?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you don't necessarily use other teams as a metric, but it's also a competition-based sport, and so I think it was a good day to focus on us as an offense, and I feel like we really improved, and I think more than anything it was good to go against a really good defense in the Jaguars, and continually we're going to be able to do that in the next couple of games against the Rams and the Cowboys. So we feel really good where we're at, but we also know that we have so much more to go. We're nowhere close to where we need to be, and but I also know that we're kind of light years from where we were last year as well.
Jacksonville had a lot of obviously Jacksonville had the #1 rushing off defense in the NFL last year. A lot of those guys are back too. So to see you guys be able to run the ball, on those team periods, how encouraging was that for you in this offense?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Credit to the O-line, those big guys up front. I mean, it was unbelievable, especially back-to-back periods multiple times. There's not much rest time for those guys, and they're not getting subbed out like the D-line either. So they had a really good day, and especially with Trav and AK and Audric as well, they stepped up. So that was encouraging to see. Some stuff to clean up here and there, but overall I think it's stuff to build on.
Do you feel like, I know it's kind of a cliche, but some people use the term gamer. I remember last year, like in preseason, it seemed like, boy, these are pretty good plays, and like today, not that practices haven't been good, but it just seems like it's different. Do you feel like you're kind of a gamer?
No, I mean, I feel like I just get better every day and every week, and I think practice training camp settings are that. It's not necessarily, it's not a game. We're trying to practice certain situations, and it's not always the exact look that you want, going against our own defense, and but that's perfect because now we get to work at it and we get to respond in those ways, and I think more than anything you're going against a really good defense in the Saints as well too, so it was just kind of really fun to go out there against a different squad, and it felt a little bit more game-like. So I think more than anything, we just were out there operating together.
You hit a bunch today. Passing today, was that something you came in trying to focus on, or is that just what was kind of presented?
No, I mean, it was just whatever they were presenting, I was going to take advantage of, and we had some good checkdowns, some good run after catch. It's still not full football yet. It's still not tackles. It's still not exactly a game-like, but it felt a little bit more like we were being able to go out there and operate, and whatever it was going to take, I feel like we did a good job with.
Some players have said that you throw a catchable ball, and I'm just wondering kind of how you refine that over the years. Is that something like you learn not to throw the same spin every time, or how does that kind of work? Like, what goes into making a catchable ball besides
I guess the easiest way to put it is you want to throw it as hard as necessary, but no harder than that, I guess. I mean, you want to make sure that you're completing the ball, but in any way that they can go out there and catch it. I'm not trying to go break somebody's hands, but sometimes you got to rip it. So I don't know. I mean, it's just, I feel like they do a good job of it. I couldn't explain to you how to do that. I think the two minute drive at the end was I think was a good highlight. I mean, the last period of the day, everyone's obviously exhausted, and to have clean communication there and go against that defense and finish strong with a game-winning field goal, that was really fun to finish there, because I think at the end it's you get fatigued and you got to step up, and I think that was a really good strong finish, even throughout practice, where I feel like overall it was positive, and there's some dips, but it was a good way to finish.
How do you notice that, like being able to play through fatigue, whereas in a preseason game you might see like a possession or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's preseason is not necessarily game-like either, as far as the flow of stuff, and you get a small amount of plays, but it's also you're out there playing football. I think for these opportunities, you get 70, 80 plus plays, and it's a lot more game-like as far as a rep count, and so it's a really good opportunity for us to take advantage of, and I think the coaching staff, they acknowledge that, and that's why we put such importance on it.
You hit a bunch today to Chris Olave. Could you talk about where his game is and where the two of you, where your communication level is? Because it seems like you guys were on the same page. Yeah, I mean, I think our communication and connection hasn't been better before. I mean, it's been. I mean, I feel.
Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Hard is his attitude, his work ethic, who he is just top notch, and he goes out there and makes really talented plays. So he's definitely that safety blanket, and that's why he got paid, and that's why he shows up every single day and works hard. So we got to keep building though, and continue with all the guys. I feel like everybody stepped up.
Colin, as far as the offense and with Chris Moore, have y'all talked about like red zone efficiency? We got to get somewhere around 60% touchdown percentage instead of like mid-40s.
We're not necessarily thinking about percentages when you're playing, but it's more of the urgency in the sense of we have to make sure that we're possessing the ball and making positive plays. We can't go backwards in the red zone. We can't have turnovers, and we got to finish whenever we get on the goal line. We were not good enough last year, and we know that. That was something that was talked about a lot this offseason, and it's put an emphasis on what we're going to run and what we're going to be really focused on, and that starts with myself. And I think that's something we're actively trying to do whenever we have those periods. And obviously it's not going to be perfect right now in August, but I think we've done a really good job of getting better.
How might what you guys have added on offense helps with that too? Travis, Jordan, Noah, just kind of the new bodies, and how does it help when the area, when I feel like it's tighter, in their skill sets? How does that translate to that area?
Yeah, I think the common denominator with a lot of those good red zone teams are the ability to run the ball and playmakers showing up and making plays. It's not always going to be a perfect look. Like you said, it's a tighter area of field, so you have to be that more dialed. And I think we have some of those playmakers on the team, and it's on me to be able to give it to those guys and make sure that we're going in the right direction. And I think they did a really good job today.
Hey Tyler, how much freedom did you have to make checks at the line, and on a day like today when you're finally going against a new defense, how important is that to be able to get in?
Yeah, it was full freedom. I think that was one of my favorite plays was a touchdown catch for Chris. Getting to a different play and seeing the look there and getting him one-on-one, and a couple other plays as well where we're changing protection. We're getting to different answers, and there was a couple times where we had that in the 2-minute drive as well, where that's just a call-it period. So to me, that's real football. You're out there and you're not getting the exact look that you want, but how do we kind of operate within a bad look or maybe get to the best look? And I feel like overall our communication was a lot better.
In that play, was it to Chris? Was it like another play that was already called in the huddle, like a cam, or was it just something you saw and it's like, hey?
No, we alerted to it. So we had a couple different plays called, and that was kind of something we've been working on a little bit. And it was just really well done by the whole offense.
Sorry for the guys, is there like a different mindset at all when it's one of these call periods and moving the sticks as opposed to if I take a sack, it's still first down next play. If I complete it, it's still 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of that time. It's you're not exactly getting a true feel, and whenever you kind of get in the flow of the game, you may get an understanding of when maybe you're going to see a pressure. You cross the 50 or you get on this down and distance, and a lot of those times in training camp practice periods, you're just repping the plays, and it's on us to make sure we're acknowledging those downs. And but I think that's the fun part, right? We're out there and you can go out there and move the ball, and that's real football. But at the same time, in a lot of those reset periods, it's we got to be dialed, and I think more than anything, we did a good job of understanding those.
Tyler, when you say you feel like the offense is far from where it was last year, do you attribute that to you feel personally like we're better than last year?
I think it's both. I feel obviously a lot more comfortable, second year in the offense, but I also have a lot more growth to do as well. But I think more than anything, I think the offense is tighter. We're a lot more close-knit. Our connections has been really, really good. And then also I think everyone is kind of second year as well, a little bit more comfortability with the operation of things. And there's still some nuanced stuff, but comparatively to obviously last year around this time, it's been a lot more smooth. But at the same time, we have a lot more work to do to get to our goals.
Tyler, on the game Saturday afternoon, obviously you're not going to be playing, but do you just focus on listening to the play calls and what's going on as far as your involvement in the game?
Yeah, I'm going to try and be as active as I can and talking to the guys and playing the game myself with my own head and being able to talk to other QBs and do everything that we can to go out there and win. And it's a big opportunity for a lot of guys. It's you're getting film out there, and sometimes it's limited reps, and sometimes it's a lot for some guys depending on the position. So I'm really excited to see how we do, and it'll be fun.
You brought up with Trevor Lawrence after. What kind of respect do you just have for this?
Yeah, love that guy. He's such a good dude and obviously a really talented player. And we were in the same class, coming out of high school. I've known him known him since he was at Elite 11 days, and obviously full circle moments there. You know, he's obviously had a really good career trajectory.
Tyler Shuck is pretty old, man.
You know, I've obviously had to battle through college days a little bit, and being able to kind of talk to him, and we had similar agents last year, the same agents, and going to dinner with him and just talking football, talking about family stuff, and really excited for him and his opportunity. They got a really good team, so it was great to talk to him and be able to chop it up. Yeah, I'm excited. It feels, you know, we got the family coming to the game, and we got everybody, you know, excited to be back in the dome and to feel that atmosphere again, to run out there, and you know, you start getting that feeling where it's kind of starting to get back. And I remember talking to Eric this morning. I had a tough time putting breakfast down because you get a little nerves going. Me and him were like, you know, let's just go play, and it felt like a game, and felt like a game week. So it was fun, and I'm excited for our guys to go out there and perform.
You gonna feel it tonight? This workout, you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go spend 10 minutes in the cold tub pretty soon. But that's the best part, man. When you know you put everything out there, good or bad, you're just depleted. So that's the best part about being a New Orleans Saint too. You get really good work in training camp, and you can go out there in the dome and play fast.
Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it.
All right, shout out to Tyler Shuck, man, letting it all be known, man, on that, man. And by the looks of it, with the first team offense, man, to be quite honest with you, family, with that being said, now there's reports now that we know about what the Saints did and how they really laid it on the line in the scrimmages. Was reported a 2-hour scrimmage, very competitive, physical scrimmage with the Jacksonville Jaguars, that a lot of these guys won't be in the preseason game. I'm getting reports that Spencer Rattler will start. Here's Caden Ellis. Here we go.
Extremely valuable. You know, from a lot of different perspectives. Obviously, the X's and O's allows you to go against a different system, a different set of players, a different coach, and you know, test your rules and your plays and what you've been doing against someone else in a different way. Also, you know, just energy-wise, like it's fun to get to, you know, play new faces, and actually, you know, it feels like you get to cut loose a little more against someone that's not wearing the fleur-de-lis, you know. So it was a lot of fun today and extremely valuable.
Hey, how are you being the coaching hat on the game, listening to the calls and coaching up?
You know, I'll let my coaches coach. If you know, if I see anything, I'll give my little 2 cents every now and then. But for the most part, I'm just gonna be there for my guys, listen to the calls, you know, get the reps mentally, and encourage my teammates.
Chase Young said he had 6 sacks. Oh, that was me. Yeah, said he had 6. Right.
He said he had 6. Do you have an estimated count for the entire first team?
I don't. You know, sadly, sometimes I got to be dropping. I wish I was rushing every play, then I would see every single one. But if he said he got 6, I'm sure we got 10 plus. I don't know. We'll see.
Did you see him? Did it look like he had
Oh, I saw some plays. He was rushing extremely well. He had a good day, and you know, he was getting after it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the D-line as a whole. I mean, right out the gate, you guys were able to get pressure up, and it seemed like that continued throughout the whole those lines. Right?
Definitely did. And you know, you could. You know, it was a good back and forth with them in their offense. They made some good plays, but you could tell, you know, when they were in drop back situations, our D-line was really getting after it.
How much is that benefit of, like, with red zone, you don't know what an opponent's going to do, and getting those, like, hey, like, you're working on stuff, you go, all right, for this, next time, does that kind of help, especially when the team has a little bit more success in
definitely. You know, especially in a situation like this where you didn't really scout, and, you know, you didn't, you know, you're not expecting certain things, you're not calling certain plays for, you know, certain personnel and certain things that they run. You go back to the basics, and one of the basics is football is pass rush, is a D-line eating and dominating, so getting to play behind our guys, that'll always make the game a little easier.
Defensively going up against your offense and not scouting and scheming, does that open up some almost freedom for you guys to how does that work?
Yeah, I would say kind of what you said at the end, how you respond in the moment. Like, it really tests a lot of the rules you've put into place, a lot of, you know, the things that maybe you've talked about in a meeting. Hey, some offenses will do this eventually down the road. We're not playing that against our own offense. but then you get to apply your calls to a different system, a different scheme, the run, the play action pass, the drop back pass, and they're going to do things a little different. And so it really puts you on the spot, forces you to, kind of play on the run a little bit, but also to really, get to learn your rules. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much you scout a team, you could prepare for a team for a year, and they're still going to do something you didn't expect on Sunday. So it's a great natural opportunity to get to grow in that way.
Kate, in all your experience, what do you view as the number one aspect of like a top defense, where they might have a little bit of success, but you've been maybe at times not breaking? Is it scoring defense?
I would just say it's energy. Like I think when you see great defenses, you just see guys flying around. Like, and it sounds kind of basic, but you really think about it, like it makes sense. Because not only when you're flying around, you're playing free, you're going to make more plays yourself. So in those one-on-ones, you're going to make the play. But it also makes it so it's like you can tell when a defense is great, when it's unified, when it's really going, because they'll make up for everybody else's mistake with running, with effort, with energy. So it kind of, you put up the chalkboard and they say this is our play and we say this is our play, and it fits a certain way. You could draw it on a chalkboard. But an eraser is your effort. It erases things that the offense are doing, positions that they get you in. So the great defense it's energy, it's effort. I mean, you look at, I'd say the top two defenses last year, the Broncos and the Texans. Broncos won, Jonah Ellis, my brother. Texans 2. But you look at how hard they run to the ball, look at how hard they play, and they make up for each other's mistakes. Not to mention also when you're playing that way, it gives you a higher probability of making your play in that moment. So that's what I'd say the number one thing is.
Yeah. How long is that list? No cover 3, just cover 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It depends partly on the scheme you're in, your coordinator, and Staley's extremely smart. He's a professor, and so we might have a few checks in there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you got in there as long as you're detailed in it, and we're extremely detailed in ours. And so it's fun playing for him and really getting to memorize and learn and master his scheme. All right, y'all. Thank you, guys.
All right, Caden Ellis, man. He was in there talking some good game, man. Listen, man, let's get right back to it before we hop with the next group of interviews. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to hype the stream, Big Q. Recapping the Saints-Jags joint practice situation that occurred today. A lot of positives occurred in camp today, and some other stuff, right? And we'll cover some of that. We talked about some of the things that occurred as well, and we're going to keep rehashing this thing. But here's Travis A-Chains on the mic. Let's go.
Being able to go out there and play against my former team, you build so many relationships, so many friendships. Things that are going that was pretty much going to have for a lifetime, So I don't take those lightly, and just to be able to go out there. I know they're great competitors, know their mindset, so it was real great to go out there, and but it was just different, But I'm grateful, where I'm at now. So, and I kind of wish I was kind of playing the game, wish it was a real game, So didn't really have it set in stone. So, but it was good to go out there and compete.
When you get work against the defense that was the best in the NFL against the run, how do you feel you all performed against that when you were?
I feel like we performed good. I feel like we put good things out there on film. I feel like we got to continue to grow and get better. And I feel like it kind of helps us just gel and get those real life reps. That some teams don't get till game time, So I just want to go out there, go against a different defense other than us. It was good to see what we did, and be able to get a couple runs, get a couple things spring, and just see us all on one accord, all on one page, There's still things we got to clean up, but it's going to come with time, It's time on task, and just me to continue to learn my offensive linemen, learn how they move, learn how their shoulders work, and how their legs are like, just like a washing ball, hinge them, and you just kind of learn things, and I feel like it was a great step in the right direction today.
Well, Travis, what is your role? What is your role come Saturday? Is it just listening to the play call and envision? Maybe what would you do just from a sideline perspective, obviously? So what do you do Saturday? How involved are you?
I mean, I'll be very involved. I mean, I want to be the person. If somebody comes on the sideline to ask a question, I want to back up the question like, what did I see? I can let them know. be able to give him my insight on what I thought he could have went, or if he did do a great job, and be able to take mental reps. You can never get enough mental reps. I feel like the mind don't know that it's a mental rep, honestly. So I go out there and just hit the calls, just see the things, and just play the game within the game from the mind, because half of the time the game is played from the neck on up. So I just be able to continue to further my growth in this offense. I feel like that's what I'll be trying to do on Saturday.
What do you think of your own personal performance today with this first-team offense going up against that run defense that was so good last year that has a lot of big pieces back?
I feel like I put some good things on tape, but I feel like I still gotta get a lot better at just my stamina, just being able to withstand a hot practice like that. Man, that sun kind of get on you, that money get on your back. Feel like I'm out there hauling the trailer when I got the ball, so I just gotta continue to get in better shape. That way, whenever I'm out there, it's kind of just second nature. I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm kind of flowing. I'm in flow state of that sort, and just I feel like I just gotta continue to build my stamina, because that's going to help me in the long run. Whenever everybody gets tired, you got the bastards out there to be able to get stronger and stronger. Those are the guys you want on your team.
And you talked about that you were trying to build that cohesion with this offensive line. How would you say that's been progressing, that kind of process throughout training camp?
I feel like I've been progressing really well. I feel like we're kind of on the fast track. But days like today are very invaluable for us, because we're going against someone else. We're going against ones. We're going against starters. It's like game-like opportunity, game-like reps out there today. So we got to go watch film, learn from it, continue to build. But I feel like we're heading in the right direction as an offense.
Seems like the Jaguars players, personnel, and so forth are pretty eager to come and say hi and see you. Is that gratifying in either way, or meet your expectations?
Yes or no, it's very gratifying. Like I said, man, when you're somewhere at a place for 5 years and you put your heart and soul into a place, man, that's how it's supposed to be, I feel like we all accomplished great things there, It's just the business side of the NFL that things had to happen the way they happened. But at the end of the day, it's love from everyone. I still got love for them, We're on different paths now, but I feel like their goal and our goal is still the same, trying to get a Super Bowl.
This is kind of a niche question, but it seems like you guys have been running a good bit of screens lately in practice, and they've looked pretty good. It looks like they look like from your standpoint, just kind of a screen game.
To be a good screen team, you have to practice the screens, And I feel like Coach has been very he's been very in tune with it, trying to get those off, trying to continue to get that practice, and get that camaraderie, with the offensive line. Just
Honey, I have a friend with benefits.
What?
Hey, Doug.
Shaq is your friend with benefits?
Yeah.
Continue to just get the offensive line in space to where they can block things up, And I feel like that's going to, if we continue to work on that and get good at that, that can be a big, valuable part of our offense, especially when you got guys like me and AK, who's very dangerous in space. So you get us out in space and get the offensive line in front of us, man. Those are going to be huge chunk plays out there. You can't take for granted. You can't just go on Sunday and just try to call the screen. Those are things you have to work on through training camp, and you're seeing those things come to life for us, and just being very intentional about it. That's why we want to be good at it. Thank y'all.
All right, Travis A-Chain, man. Shout out to that brother. And that commercial with Shaquille O'Neal, man, is hilarious. I don't know if y'all see that before, but it's hilarious. All right, here's Chris Olave, man. Good day at camp for him. Here we go.
Time going against somebody else. Going against our defense, they kind of know what we're doing, but going against somebody else, being able to display what we could do. I feel like we had a pretty good day. It was pretty good, but we could still get better.
What did you think of Tyler today?
That's what Tyler does, man. He stands back there, delivers the ball on time. He does what he does. If he got to get out the pocket and make a second play, he does that. So you seen at the end of the last year, I'm not surprised by it.
He said that his connection with you has never been better. Do you agree with that? And why do you think, if so, that connection is so strong between the two of you?
We just believe in each other, man. We know what we could do. We know the work that we put in. We grind, we work hard. So he knows what the standard I hold for myself. I know the standard he holds for himself. So if we miss a ball, we on to the next play. We try to take advantage of every throw. So I feel like we're on the same page right now.
How valuable is it in a scenario like this where you're going to get some reps in there, you're going to see third down, you're going to get to see third down, whereas in a preseason even like a drive or something like that? Like how valuable is that?
It's great. I feel like the joint practice is it's a great thing. You know, just from the morning we get it straight out the way. It's not a noon game or a 3 o'clock game. We practice at 9 a.m. and we get straight to it in all situations. So I feel like joint practices always does a great thing for us, and we got 2 next week, so we're looking forward to them.
Did y'all have a little bit of a game day vibe coming in this one? Like them coming to your facility?
Yeah, we knew what was going on. We knew it was going to be a long practice, especially in the heat, but they told us to prepare for a game yesterday, so we had to do that last night coming into today. So it was great work at the end of the day.
What does that take for preparing for, like, to prepare for a game side? Like, is that looking a little bit at what they did last year, or what's that?
Not really, man. It's just competition at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it comes down to matchups. Most of the time, you're gonna get a one-on-one matchup. Just gotta win your matchups, and that's the name of the game. Just to be able to win, and when they go shell or stuff like that, we gotta adjust. So just coming out here competing, that was the number one thing.
Chris, there's been a bunch of times in this camp, like today when Trey Palmer caught the long one and with Barry on Brand, where you're like the first guy to go congratulate him and tell him stuff. Is that something that, like, being that guy, has that been something you like consciously said, I need to be this guy, or how has that sort of evolution?
Nah, that's just how I am, man. I just be proud of them. I see how hard they work. I see how hungry they are for the opportunity. Barry was waiting for a ball all day, and he didn't get one to the last period. So I was super proud of him, especially Trey. That's what he does. He gets stretched the defense, run down the field. He was kind of waiting for a ball too. But just seeing the guys make plays, that's really the standard. Just trying to go out there, make plays, have fun, and celebrate.
And you're comfortable in that role, right? In being the leader of that group?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not really a big talker. I mean, everybody growing out here, but I feel like just leading by example. You know, working hard, doing the right things, having the plays right, all that type stuff. Just setting an example. I feel like I set that really high.
You approve of Barry and doing the same celebration you used to do with Jimmy?
He told me he ain't know that was me and Shees, but they basically the same player. I ain't gonna lie. Barry remind me a lot of She, just how, because me and She came in the same draft class, but just how he's impacting the game. He can stretch the field, but also he can run routes. So I'm super excited for him and his future.
It's like all three of those rookies. You've gotten something from each of them. Jordan.
Oh yeah, all the rookies, yeah. Of course, Jordan and Barryon, but Bryce is doing a really good job too. He's coming on. He has talent at 6'3", 200 pounds. He can run. I feel like he's getting better and better each day of practice, and I'm excited for him.
It feels good to get more kind of action downfield in today's practice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with our defense, you know, they kind of know what's coming. But just to go against somebody else, to be able to run our double moves, be able to run down the field and try to make plays, even in contested situations. I had one contested situation I could have made, but like I said, it's definitely a great opportunity for us to go against somebody else and be able to display what we can do.
Is that something you feel after going against the same defense every day? They start to kind of know your stuff, and you get a different group out there, and it's kind of more.
Yeah, for sure. Especially 2-3 weeks into camp, they kind of know what we're gonna do. They kind of anticipate routes and stuff like that. But like I said, going out there competing with somebody else, it's a huge thing for us. See what we can do. Shows what our guys can do.
I know you all haven't done anything yet, so to say. Social media is everywhere, but there is significant positivity around you and this team. Do you kind of shut that out, or is it hard to avoid people sending you stuff and talking about what you all could be on?
Oh yeah, that's always gonna be a factor. You know, the social media, the stuff like that. I mean, kind of rules the world really, but at times we gotta cut that out or not look into it at times. So we know what we got in the building. We all work hard. We all together. Not even on the field, in the meetings and all that stuff. So when things go bad or when things are going good, we still got to lean on each other in times. And like I said, we just got to trust each other.
Somebody's a little unheralded sometimes in y'all's room. Kevin Austin gets a lot of attention in these practices. What does he mean to you guys?
He's a great piece, man. When you say play our role, he plays a big role for us. He does all the motion, he does all the dirty stuff, all the blocking. He can even make plays on the outside too, which he wants to do most of the time. But just having his mindset and what he does, I feel like he's a big body. He could go in there in the run game, dig pieces out, block safeties, block linebackers. He doesn't complain about it either. I feel like that's a great thing for us and a great piece for us. And when he gets an opportunity in the pass game, he most likely comes out on top. So. Appreciate y'all now. Mhm.
All right, shout out to Chris Olave, man, for doing what he's doing here, kind of breaking the game down. And shout out to you guys. Appreciate you, Just Leo, for the super chat.
Donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
Shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate you, Just Leo, man. Much love to you guys. Appreciate you for hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button if you're enjoying the information. Listen, fam, let me get into it before they get back at it to kind of drop game about what we got remaining, the things that took place at camp. Here's a graphic right here to show some of the family members what occurred. As we talked about, Shuck and Olavi and Sink, multiple deep shot connections with those guys against the Jaguars defense, a positive. The edge rush dominated. Young and Granderson took over. Chase mentions half a dozen sacks between in the Saints defense. Number 3, Julian Blackman picked off the quarterback Tyler Lawrence, setting the tone of the Jags and Saints scrimmage. Interception on the first of the 11-on-11 snaps. And then, of course, the number 4 talking point that was good. Jaden Price, the young cornerback, keeps rising. Has some lockdown moments going on as he has a solid camp going on. And I really do hope that Jaden Price gets to be seen a lot more in the Saints defense, man. He's one of our young corners that's making a name for himself. Number 5, Jeremiah Wright held up against the point of attack against some very good defenders interiorly for the Jaguars, which is a positive. Remember, he's not close to, it's still a lot of stuff to develop with Jeremiah Wright, but we all know he was strong as a bear, and he just have to work on his technique. The Saints have that positive. And of course, number 6, the kicker stay perfect. Brown and Smith answer the call against the Jags. And of course, the minuses. We talked about Dylan Redunce. ACL lead, that was a major void that's left. Who's going to step up in that position as the swing offensive lineman? The Saints are giving the young people an opportunity to see if they can step out. And that's also the same with the interior defensive line, where Brian Brissy, young Saunders stepped in. Khalil Saunders stepped in. And you can see it was a drop off according to reports. And you can look at some of the footage of the Saints needing to get better there. But they put Saunders in there to test him in scrimmage as well. And of course, we talk about the Shuck. Some of the takes was red jerseys out, supposed to protect the quarterback. It was still stuff going on where guys were bumping into Tyler Shuck. That wasn't cool. The reserve passing stall. Zach Wilson got in there, and the unit went 3 and out. So once the first team got off the field and you start seeing other quarterbacks and other units being led, they were not as impactful. Number 11, edge depth dropped off after the initial pressure. Other guys have to step up, whether it's Tyree Wilson, whether it's Fadil Diggs, or whoever stepping in to pass the reserve pass rush role with Cam out with the hammy, and Carl and Chase doing it on the first team. Guys like Tyree Wilson in particular, Fadil Diggs, and these others have to make a name for themselves, have to step up when their name is called. And of course, mixed results. The backup QB race, Rattler flashing, no separation. But although I do think Rattler is ahead of him just because, but we'll see Rattler in this upcoming game. Tyler Shuck will not play, according to the reports, in the preseason matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It looked like Spencer Rattler would get the call to start against the Jags. So just a little game on that. The defense finds its voice. Caden Ellis suggested a new command. You heard him talking about it, his presser, and that's big because the Saints definitely need that edge. Excuse me. Number 14, secondary rotates heavy. Youth shines. We talked about Jaden Price and others. Stepping up, Tyrell Burgess did have a little injury situation. I don't think it's much to kind of talk about right now. I don't think it's too deep. And number 15, Jordan Tyson evaluation continues. He tweaked his hammy today. So this just to let some of the family members know about that situation, that he did tweak a hammy. Here's some of the notes right here. Shout out to Jeff Nowak. he had some of these notes to kind of pass on to the family members. 5+ chunk plays and multiple long touchdowns with the Saints offense. Chris Olave had 3 touchdowns, one-handed near miss. Vele and Devon Vele and Lance heavily involved throughout the practice. Charlie Smith, 3 from 50+ yards plus a 53-yard winner. For him, Tanner Brown also connected on 53 yards. It's going to be fun watching those guys. And of course, the cold watch. We talked about Jordan Tyson, left early with a hamstring tweak. They're calling it a tweak. So, he might be shut down for the rest of the preseason, just like Cam is. You can never play with those hammies, man. They're very, tricky. The left side pressure, was doing their thing. That backfield heat, more pressure than they wanted to see coming from them. So you seen the left side pressure from the Jaguars. The backfield heat was there. The backup reps, Rattler and Wilson split the work. Nothing really standing out of those guys, kind of even up according to reports. The second team offenses and third team offenses really didn't look like that and need more work. And we'll see what's happening with Jordan Tyson, Jordan Tyson later on, man. And hopefully we'll see about it improving a bit, but it is what it is. All right, and then just to give you guys a update here, what's going on with pretty much the Saints injury report from newest to oldest as updated right now, man. And look, we're gonna cover this in just a second. Let's get to Julian Blackman. He's on the stage. Here's Julian Blackman.
Was there a mindset that led to that? Was there you guys chomping at the bit to play today or anything that led to that?
I think it's a little bit of both. We were all excited to play somebody other than our teammates. You don't want to go in and play the same guys becomes a little repetitive. So being able to go against the Jags today was fun. We were all excited, especially as a defense. Speaking for myself, I was excited to go against somebody else because it's been a while. So, I just didn't want to do too much, do my job, and plays will come to you.
Did you read it right or?
Yeah. It was just a call that I gave, and so me and Q just played how we were supposed to, and we just executed it.
I think I asked you this last time you were here about the year away and what that feels like. But to get one on the first joint practice early in the practice after not being here for a year, like how special is that just for you personally, just to be able to get that right off the bat?
It feels great, man. Like I said, I think that it's something that I take very seriously, which is taking the ball away, and so being able to come back and continue that after being sidelined for as long as I was feels good, because if you do it in practice, a lot of the times you're going to do it in games too, so you got to be in the right spot and see the right things and you'll make plays.
You had 2 picks last year against the Rams in practice. Is there something about joint practices that really brings it out of you?
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's maybe. I think it's just going against other people, trying to put myself in a game-like situation as much as possible. And, quarterbacks also in joint practices are willing to throw a lot more risky than a game. So, sometimes they kind of force the ball instead of just playing how a game would go.
Anything just to get validated from the game in terms of what this defense can do from this practice?
Absolutely. I think that we've always known that our defense has something special. It's just up to us to realize it and to attack everything. And I think, from the D-line to the linebackers to the secondary, we have a lot of solid pieces and we're all really connected, and I think that it showed.
He's credited 6 sacks for himself today. Is that an accurate assessment?
Chase, I wouldn't be surprised. 6 to 10. That guy, he's a monster, bro. Yeah.
Is it different, like the mindset? I'm guessing you guys get to do a boatload of game planning for joint practices. Right. Is it different when you're in a situation like this when you're sort of just playing and sort of just making live calls? Like, is that better for you somehow? Like, how is that different?
Yeah, I think it's different just because, like you said, you don't really know what they're going to come in and do because you don't have tape to go off of other than last year's preseason. And the offense can change so much from a year ago. And so it just comes down to really knowing your job and, what to look at pre-snap, post-snap, and what you're seeing. So we like to talk about routines. I was talking about this last time. But, if you have a routine every play, ultimately, no matter what they come out and do, you should be in the right spot.
Hey, can you talk about what's it been like just watching what Chase has done this camp, following up what he did last year?
Yeah, he's a beast. I haven't played with a D-end as dominant as Chase. And honestly, a lot of our plays are credited to the D-line, Chase, Grando, all those guys. and just the steps that he's been taking as a leader. It's something that we all look forward to, and we're excited to see what he can do, because I know, like, if he's playing well, the ball's going to be in the air. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, and if the ball's in the air, that means we're taking the ball away, because the quarterback's got to get it out quick. So, he's one of the guys that I'm also closer to too. So just watching him grow as a leader, it's been fun to watch.
Hayden was talking a little bit about like checks and rules and that all that on the defensive side. How much does, without the game planning and everything, how much of an opportunity do you have to kind of work through that in this environment?
Yeah, it's just like I said. I mean, it's one of those things where you don't know what's going to happen, but you do know your rules. And I feel like we understand the defense pretty well at this point. And so just being able to, Rolodex through all the things that we could get before they happen, I think it helps. We're all out there talking to each other about what could happen, what these guys like last year. And I think that it just makes everybody play faster.
What makes you and Chase closer?
Honestly, just being here longer. Everybody is very inviting on the team. I think that the longer you're around, the more guys kind of just connect. And, also, I think that we all just have a belief. And
Librela has helped Norman get back to his old self.
Librela is used to control pain in dogs with osteoarthritis. Adverse events may include ataxia, anorexia.
What do we not know about him?
He's really a goofball. I don't know. I mean, he probably shows it up here, but he's really a goofball, man. Like, he's very light. He's very funny. Like, he's always just on go. It just never stops. He's always talking, and he's always just excited to be around, just because his energy it's contagious. So he's just a goofball, man, and it's good to have those kind of people around.
How's he as a trash talker?
Listen, I wouldn't want to trash talk with Chase. That's all I'm gonna put it. That's just how I'm gonna put it.
We see him really lean into it when he can get somebody to jump on the line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, because you're expecting for him to do a pass rush, but the thing is he's strong too, and he likes to play the run too. So it's one of those things where it's a mind game for those guys that have to block him, and you cause penalties when you're dominant like he is.
I just want Tyler about this just from a quarterback perspective, but on your side, in these reset periods, is it a different mindset as all as when you're out here and it's a college, the chains are moving where no matter what we do, it's still a first down for the offense, or it's still a third down no matter what we do? Like, did you approach it the same either way?
Yeah, I think you approach it the same. I mean, you have to kind of look at it differently depending on what situation we're in. If we're in a call-it period, then you're not really scripted, so it's just whatever they call, we got to play, and whatever we see, we got to make sure that we get handled. When it comes to like first downs happening over and over again, it's just kind of, those are first and second downs are just something that you just, they could run it, they could pass it. It just depends on the down and distance for real. So,
Julian, you want to answer this already, but did you bait Trevor Lawrence on that first pitch, on the first pass?
Nah,
Set him up a little bit.
I didn't really bait him. I was just doing my job, to be honest. It's like when you start a game or a practice against another opponent and you have adrenaline going, you want to just get your keys right. You want to read right. You don't want to do too much. You don't want to press. And so for me, it was just being in the right spot. And, sometimes they're just thrown to you.
After what happened last year, was that a scary few hours of the week when you went out with the knee injury?
No, I wasn't worried. I knew what it was. Like, it was just a little hiccup. And for me, 17 games is important, and so I just didn't like the way that I felt when I was warming up, so I just shut it down, just make sure that my quads are moving the right way, that my knees feeling the right way, so that I can come out and execute the way that I'm supposed to.
Is that something you were done in the past, or is it kind of like...
No, I think that's definitely just, years of getting injured, a lot of trials and errors, like I said previously. It's one of those things that I just felt like I knew what I had to do in order to, come back and be out there today, so... Yeah, instead of reactive, for sure.
Yeah. That can be, I imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, but I imagine it could be a little bit of a tough kind of skill to develop over time on, like, I don't want to take myself out, all these other things, but, like...
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that just comes with all the injuries, bro. Like, if I wasn't going through all the things that I had previously been through, I don't think that I would have been so, like, proactive about it, like you just said. So, yeah, it just comes with time. Cool. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. All right, that's Mr. Julian Blackmon, man. Julian Blackmon been putting in work, doing a lot of positive stuff, to be honest with you, fam. With Julian Blackmon, man, stepping up, handling up. And like I showed the player card from Julian Blackmon a few shows back, I didn't want people to get the idea that this was an injury-prone player. The majority of the seasons he played, and he played very responsibly. So anyway, that's the end of the Saints presser. It just ended. Shout out to you guys. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on social media feed. Hype the stream, man. Big Q representing the mighty Who Dat Nation, man. We up in this thing, man. I appreciate you guys for chiming in. Now let's get right into it, man. Let's recap this thing now that the training camp presser is over with. Right, these are key things that happened today in scrimmage. Just a few of them, 15 points of emphasis to kind of go over. The pluses, the good, Tyler Shuck and Chris Olave, their connection manifested multiple times down the field. We've seen touchdowns being had with these guys. As you can see, they're picking up the pace and getting it together. Their confidence grew. The offense was nice. The offense was fire against the Jaguars defense, and that was the point where a lot of people wanted to see what happened there. Can we get to a point where guys start firing off, things start happening, start popping for the offense, and we've seen it in the scrimmage here, and that's a positive thing. The edge rush situation, half a dozen sacks collected by the Saints defense. Chase Young and Carl Granderson were handling up, doing their thing, man. It was a positive. They handled up. There was a drop-off after the point. We'll talk about that in the mixed results side of things. And, of course, number 3, Julian Blackman, you just heard from him. He got the first pick to start the practice off. He picked off Trevor Lawrence, and that was good. And like I said, I'm telling people this about Justin Reed and Julian Blackman. Those guys going to have good years dialed in, especially Justin Reed. I think he's going to have a big year for the Saints in his second season with them. Jaden Price, the young cornerback, is stepping up, handling up, has had a solid camp up to this point, continues to step up, handle business. And we wanted to see some of them, somebody, maybe a couple of guys, make the step. Jaden Price is competing with Isaac Gillum and all these other guys. We've seen Martin Emerson Jr. have a positive day at camp the other day. Jaden Price has been very, on point. Last year he was on point. This year people are really starting to see, and he's getting the respect of the defensive coaches. So we'll see him in the Jaguars matchup against, Saints against the Jags matchup, the preseason game tomorrow, Saturday. And Jeremiah Wright, wanted to see what Jeremiah Wright looked like against competition. Jeremiah Wright stood up, and the competition wasn't marched back. He handled his business in camp today against a very tough group of defensive linemen the Jags have. Shout out to him. The kicker stayed perfect. Both Brown and Charlie Smith hit from multiple yards or distances. They were perfect in camp. That's a positive as that battle continues to loom. The minuses is, of course, we are dealing without our top swing offensive lineman and Dylan Redunce done for the year with the ACL, meaning somebody has to step up. Which key reserve steps up? Who earns the spot? Who's going to be that next guy? As you know, the Saints haven't brought in big name veterans to kind of occupy, or maybe not big name, but maybe a veteran of some sort to come in and kind of, fill that spot. They're looking at, can somebody else that's currently on the reserve side of things for the Saints offensive line step up and be that guy? And this is what the camp is for. Obviously, if they don't see that during a training camp, there's always a possibility that a guy could be added prior to the regular season when everybody get down to their cuts. The Saints might see a couple of people that they like and might claim or sign guys accordingly, or might even be a trade. Remember, last year we seen several trades and claimings that happened for Kellen Moore prior to the regular season. We seen them the move that brung us Luke Fortner, the reserve center last year, which turned out to be a phenomenal move for the Saints. When Eric McCoy went down, Fortner stepped in and did a very good job as a backup center, and that he was a big part of what happened with the Saints having that second half of the season resurgence to finish 5-3. The offensive line really synced with Will Sherman and the like. So you've seen that. Would that be a situation that we revisit again after training camp is over with? Could be a possibility. It's always a possibility, right? But for right now, who steps up? The interior defensive line thin. We seen with Brian Bresee out. We seen Divine Gacho is also out right now. He rolled his ankle. So John Ridgway's dealing with a little something. So right now, the Saints are having some issues interiorly wise with the defensive line. Which guys will step up? Now we do have a bunch of other guys that are there. Christian Boyd, Vernon Brockton, and a few others. Can these guys rise to the occasion? Can they step their game up? We know Christian Miller participated. A lot of people wanted to kind of bring him along slowly. They didn't want to just thrust him into the fire. This might be a fire thrusting situation. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. He seems like he has the proper temperament to deal with either or. This type of action don't phase him. He's incredibly popular. Positive, and he's a guy that's not afraid of the moment. So it could be something that benefits him. Time will tell. And of course, Tyler Shuck in practice was cutting it up, but the thing is, guys kept bumping into him from the opposing team. And he's wearing a red jersey. That's not what's supposed to happen. So we have to make sure we protect that at all times. Make sure Tyler Shuck tries to stay out of harm's way in these physical scrimmages. And of course, the reserve passing stalls. Everybody in the second team, when Wilson got into the game, Zach Wilson got into the game, they were going 3 and out. Spencer Rattler, those guys didn't really had much separation going on with the second team units. We'll keep watching that moving forward. And of course, after you've seen Chase Young, after you've seen Carl Granderson, there was a drop off. Tyree Wilson, Fadil Diggs, whoever else is there at the end, these guys must step up and continue to bring the pain off the bench. Now, of course, we know Cam Jordan at some point will be available to play in the in the regular season, and that'll help us from a depth standpoint. But for right now, other guys are getting reps, and they need to make them count. They need to make a name for themselves. And of course, we get to the mixed results side of things. We talked about the backup QB race with guys. I still say Spencer Rattler's ahead of Zach Wilson. Currently, some believe it's they're separated. Not that much, but I disagree. I think Spencer Rattler got the job, even though, and you'll see a lot of it right now. This is just a scrimmage that occurred. We haven't gotten into the first preseason game. That's this upcoming Saturday. And then we'll really see what these guys can do in a real organized environment of football. And that's cool. So we know Spencer has the go ahead. For those who don't know, Spencer Rattler will start the matchup against the Jaguars. So we'll see some action there. And of course, 13 defense finds its voice. Caden Ellis is stepping up and commanding and moving and situating everything and seeing everything. We know he was intelligent. Somebody has to be the brains interiorly of the defense and take command there. And Caden Ellis is showing, hey, man, I might not be a Demario Davis, man, but I learned from Double D. He taught me the game when I was here, with my first stint right here. I'm back in New Orleans, man. I know what y'all want. I know what it's about. Let me kind of step up here. So he's slowly moving into that role. And, of course, the secondary is rotating heavily. A lot of the youthful cornerbacks that we have on our team are starting to shine in capacity, which is good. The defense has been a strong suit of the Saints throughout the OTAs into training camp, and the offense is finding it difficult to deal with them, which means that, man, listen, this is good for our defense, meaning going forward into the rest of the exhibition games or the preseason matchups, we'll see more of the youth, and we'll see more of where the positioning is in terms of who should have spots and elevate from this point. From the bottom to the top, so to speak, in terms of our depth. We'll see. And of course, Jordan Tyson is being evaluated. He had a hamstring tweak. I think that's the biggest negative that we could talk about in the scrimmage, is that when you have these physical scrimmages, you want to come out as healthy as you possibly can. You don't want to have a situation where guys are getting hurt in the scrimmages and all this kind of stuff. So Jordan Tyson tweaked the hamstring. I'm gonna have to I don't know if it's the same hamstring he'd be dealing with or if it's the opposite one. I'm going to say it's the same one. I'm gonna do some research to make sure, but I believe it's the same one. But I just wanted to let you guys know that's some of the minuses that occurred there as well. All right. So anyway, this is kind of the joint practice quick notes right here to kind of talk about as well, to kind of enforce for some of the family members to go into it. Y'all hit the like button, hype the stream. We talked about all this other stuff right here, just to let you know with that. And this is some of the notes that was presented by Jeff Nowak, this is his notes that he talked about, the chunk plays downfield, multiple long touchdowns, run game opening holes, which is a positive right now. So we've seen the offense flashes in the red zone, finishes in the red zone. This is something that we didn't see during our own offense versus our own defense right there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it helps. It definitely helps when you're scrimmaging against somebody else, right? It definitely helps as opposed to you taking on your own people and all this kind of stuff. It's a breath of fresh air. Guys can kind of cut loose, if you know what I mean. They don't have to worry about not hurting the other guy, their own teammate, this sort of thing. They can kind of cut it loose against guys. But the run game was opening up some holes. It finished in the red zone, which is something that we had concerns for. And I've said this on the previous broadcast, fam. Y'all hit the like button, hype the stream. I feel like if the vertical offense, right, the vertical offense that we have, that we're installing, along with Chris Olave, Jordan Tyson, Bryce Lance, Barian Brown, whether it be Kevin Austin Jr. or maybe Bub Means, Trey Palmer, those guys, whomever it is, right? That's going to be in the mix with the wide receivers outside the big guys that we talked about, the four or guys, the top four, maybe five guys, right? The top five guys. What's interesting is I'm looking at the running attack. Like if our offense can open up rush lanes for an explosive running back like Travis Etienne, right? This guy's a home run hitter, catches the ball out the backfield. We talked to Travis D. Holmes for the preview of the Saints. Y'all check that out if y'all didn't get a chance to do that, because he gave some real good insight about Travis Etienne. He talked about how in Jacksonville he struggled, with his blocking assignments, right? But when Lynn Cohen came in, the head coach of the Jaguars last year, led them to a 13-4 record. This guy gave game and kind of got Travis Etienne together. So y'all check that broadcast out if y'all. It's a lot of good game about the Jags that was in that preview stream. Now, reason I say that is because he's a complete back now. We've had this guy is explosive. He can hit outside, inside. If we're opening lanes for him to get to the second level, this guy is a one-cut, boom, explosive back. He takes off, open field, it's over with. And we have that type of explosiveness in our wide receiver room, our running backs that catch like wide receivers. Elvin's there healthy. He's been having a solid camp. We've not really been talking about him because we're looking at other players. And also Travis Etienne. Travis. Oh my goodness. Travis Etienne, Elvin Kamara, and Audric Estime. That's who I want to throw out there. Audric Estime has been having a stellar camp, fam. There were times when they gave Etienne and Elvin some, rest, and he was running with the ones. He has gotten better, right? He's figured out the offense because Audric Estime is a guy that only comes with a physical side of things, but he also has the ability to also block when needed to be. He's also a guy that has the ability to catch the ball out the backfield. He has some wiggle. He's not elusive like an Elvin or Travis Etienne, but still could be an effective runner for the Saints in the third capacity, right? If you bring him in. So Devin Neal got a hammy. Kendre Miller got some type of back issue. And then you got Ty Chandler. We haven't heard too much about Ty Chandler, right? He's still trying to figure it out. And then there's C.J. Donaldson, the 40 touchdown getting running back out of Ohio State. There's a north-south thumper. So you have some guys there. But Audric Estime is he's definitely that third running back as of now. We'll see a lot of him in the preseason matchup against the Jags. So I want to just throw some light on him as well. So opening up holes, we need that. My concern was, can we open up the running lanes and run the football? And once we do that, fam, that vertical stuff is going to come organically. That's going to happen organically. Because sooner or later, you have to drop a safety there to stop you from running the ball, and that'll be the biggest mistake you ever made. I'm talking about flash touchdowns, explosive plays that demoralize opponents just repeatedly. The Saints will have that ability to touch you at every level, offensively speaking. The explosion is there. The skill is there. They just need to get it in sync totally. And having that running game, open holes today was big. Olave had 3 touchdowns plus a one-handed near miss. So Olave's in rare form. He got his money, and now with people saying he shouldn't get paid. Some was saying that. I said, man, listen, Olave earned that money. He's the number one guy. There's no other guy that caught as many passes as he did since he's been here, included the injuries or whatnot. He getting paid like a number one. So at this point, he's available. He's making the plays. He's who the defenses look at and say, hey, man, we got to slow that guy down. So they're addressing him like that. He had 3 touchdowns. Now it moves on to should he get paid to did he earn the pay? you can't satisfy some folks. But nonetheless, the money will not hold him down. Just because he got fat pockets now don't mean that he will not be even more productive going into the future. Chris Olave will be productive because he ain't no diva. He not one of them guys that's going to lay down on you. He's going to make plays and make them consistently. And Steve Smith, who one of the greatest small wide receivers, called him a master route runner. He called him a professional, all kind of positive accolades coming from Steve Smith, who we had problems with that guy playing against him for a long time with Carolina. Then when he went over to Baltimore, he was a baller. Gave Olave all kind of love, but he had 3 touchdowns. Devine Vele and Bryce Lance were involved, frequent impact throughout the practice. So getting those guys, Vele 6'5", 40 time off the chain. Lance is a burner as well at 6'3". Those guys getting upfield, making plays. Big targets for Tyler Shuck to find upfield. That type of explosion, man, explosive receivers that we have is a positive for a big quarterback. He don't have to be accurate, just throw it in their vicinity or throw it ahead of them and they'll run up under it. That has to be a tremendous sigh of relief, right? He don't have to be too accurate. We just throw the ball in the vicinity and watch Bryce Lance run up under it, right? That's got to be cool. And, of course, the watch list, Tyson X's early apparent injury after several early catches. He was showing out in camp, tweaked his hamstring. Left side pressure, Trayvon Walker lived in the offensive backfield from the blind side. We got to watch that. Constant pressure. Now, Trayvon Walker is not some scrub or nothing. This guy and that defensive line, some of those guys there, they represented a very stout unit last year that was difficult to run on, that provided pressure. For the Saints to handle it in a way, we got to clean it up. But that's a test for Kelvin Banks Jr. He's coming into his second year. And you got to get better. You got to go against some of them guys that's some true dogs. So more backfield heat than you wanted to see. So a lot of pressure there from the guys. We got to clean some of that up. We talked about the kick and clutch duties. Charlie Smith was perfect. 3 from 50-plus yards, including a 53-yarder, 2-minute winner for him. And, of course, Tanner Brown was 5 for 6. He also drilled a 53-yarder in the 2-minute period. So there you go. Pressure answered. Major bounce-back kicking data. One of the biggest things to talk about with the kicker and Tanner Brown is the fact that he was a UFL kicker. He was kicking under pressure situations in the playoffs. That was cool, but that's the UFL. The environment in the NFL is a lot more pressure. We know there's levels to pressure. Can he do that in the NFL? Well, guess what? We'll see. We'll see between Charlie Smith and those guys. Shout out to Jeff Nowak for dropping those notes. Appreciate him. Let's kind of head on into the injury report right now, family, as we keep this thing going. And this is the injury report from newest to oldest, updated, as of August the 13th. This is the full camp medical timeline. Jordan Tyson, a hamstring tweak. His status is pending. More than likely, he's going to be done for the regular season. For the preseason, insofar as, just getting him, totally healthy. Like, it'll be done for Cam. There'll be some medical done to it, some eval done to it. But at the same time, you got to remember, we don't want to cause any more issues with it, because those hamstrings are really tricky, man. So I say he's doubtful for the matchup against, and I'm pretty much thinking that he'd probably be done for playing any preseason games till we get this hamstring situation resolved totally. Same with Cam. Christian Miller had a toe. He participated, played in the joint practice. We talked about Chris Olave and all this. He's available. He shined 3 touchdowns in the game. We know Dylan Redunt's torn his ACL. He's done. He was placed on IR. Cam Jordan mid-camp, he had a hamstring issue and could miss time. The return timeline not yet set, but Kellen did tip his hat to, preseason pretty much is over with for Cam in terms of him playing, trying to get him healthy enough for what could be, we're looking at a month, right? We can assess 3 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks before we see Cam in meaningful action. That'll give him opportunity to get the hammy together and kind of work him in slowly into the season. It could be a similar situation with Jordan Tyson, which then again presents more opportunities for other wide receivers to step up and make their names known to the Who Dat Nation's coaches. Divine Gacho rolled his ankle. Results still pitting. He did not return that didn't happen in the joint practice that happened prior in another practice. He rolled that ankle. There's still nothing, word back on Divine Gacho on that. That's big to see what occurs right there. We know about Rajon Wright with the hip, Kendre Miller with the back. Missing multiple practices is not good. Jeremiah had a shoulder, but he came back and he did his thing. Brian Bressee's done for the year. He torn an ACL in a non-contact drill way back in day one of the camp. Xavier Harris, all that kind of stuff. He was waived after not being able to contribute. We know about Keyshawn Silver also, was reverted to waivers. Mason Tipton is still dealing with a tibia. He's on that PUP list. And Cody Hardy, who's a backup tight end, returned July the 34th. He was activated from the inactive list, and we haven't really heard too much from him. But you'll usually see guys like that involved in the Saints games way in the back of maybe the third quarter stuff, when you start seeing the fourth and fifth stringers come out and try to make a name for themselves. So this is the timeline, family. This is some of the injuries the Saints are currently dealing with at camp as it stands. So this is what we got right now. And it simply is what it is right now. So much love to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream on this one, man. And wow, man, it's just simply just getting through it, man. That's what we want to do, fam. We just want to get through. We just want to get through these damn injuries and stay healthy. All right, so anyway, fam, let's kind of bounce to this, man. Y'all hit that like button for me as we kind of looking at some of the some of the tweets here. Shout out to Saints Wire about them having a couple of the some scrimmages. Pictures from camp. You can see Jordan Tyson prior to the injury feeling pretty good in camp, dancing around. I don't know what kind of dance that is, but you see a lot of the Jaguars in footage, and shout out to them for this. Is coming off a lot of the tweet situation. The Jaguars getting ready for action there in the dome, and they really got it handed to them, to be honest with you. The Saints really in practice really gave them a battle. And you can see right here, Kool-Aid McKinstry been playing really well in camp, coming back, so it's pretty good nonetheless. So a lot of positive stuff from him. Here's one right here from Jordan Tyson running this route, and you can see, look at that, just fluid. So yeah, and this was prior to everything happening, man, and it's unfortunate, but we'll see what he got doing. This is one from tweet. These are different tweets and videos recorded by different people here. This was one from Nick Underhill showing the changing of the number here. This is the changing of the Jonas Sanker changed his number for family members that want to know who's number 7. Jonas Sanker now occupies Taysom Hill's former number. Like, who the hell is number 7? I thought Taysom was retired. Guess what, fam? A new number 7 is Jonas Sanker is your new number 7. You know, we're going to have to get used to that, man. A new number 7. He changed it. He took Taysom's number. That's crazy, man. But I guess, yeah, that's a new one right there. Jonas saying, how y'all like Jonas number 7? You know, is this is this proof now that he's going to be physical like a Taysom? He got number 7 now, man. That's crazy work. Interesting. All right. Anyway, man, here's some stuff. This is Jordan Tyson, him putting in some work right here that they're showing here. This is the same basic footage right here we see him earlier today. So some connection. You can see, look at this, man. Look at this Hall of Fame connection right here, man. Willie Roaf and Tony Boselli. Man, Boselli was one of the best tackles for a stretch. Boselli was one of the best tackles in the NFL. And you see, these are just two Hall of Fame level players, Willie Roaf and Tony Boselli, talking game. Shout out to Willie Roaf, man. Willie Roaf hanging around camp here, man. All right. Here goes some stuff right. You can see the Jaguars there. Lee and Cohen having a discussion with Kellen Moore. And Kellen said, hey, man, listen, I ain't going to try to embarrass you too much, man. But Lee Cohen, man, he's done, a tremendous job with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He came in there last year, and they won 13 games. I know I've talked to Travis Holmes about that, and what's the expectation for the Jaguars for this season? 13-4. And those folks want to see, hey, man, was this a fluke, or can you do this again? Winning 13 games in his first year is pretty big, because a lot of people didn't foresee that, man. But the Jaguars are the supporters of the Jags are very happy about that, man. Very happy about that. Here's some more footage right here that's occurring. This is a throw right here that Chris Olave made, and put a little move on him right there, and kind of stopped him. But yeah, this is the type of connections that we love to see right here. Here, let me kind of replay this thing right here. Let me see if I can increase the size right there. There you go. And look at him, went right over the top of the cornerback. It went right over the top of the cornerback. And the cornerback, look how the cornerback looking, man. He doing this flamingo type thing going on. What's all this about? He went for the ball. And this is the thing. That's concentration, man. Because look, the ball is here. He jumps perfectly. Hands are extended. Cornerback is around his vicinity. What does Chris Olave do? He focuses on the ball. Look at the ball coming. Times it perfectly. Gets up. Hands it. Boom. Receive all that. He does the parallel. He's a flamingo now. And Chris Olave then gathers the ball, brings it in, turns upfield, and picks up an additional 15 yards on the run before he's touchdown. So it's positive, man. It's positive, man. It's very positive to see that, and that's why I was like, good having Chris Olave healthy here. As you see multiple tweets, here's some more footage right here, talking about some of the good vibes right here as well. And you can see a little dancing going on, and this was prior to everything going on. Yeah, Jordan Tyson was happy today, man, before all of the other stuff happened. So very positive. Here's some more stuff right here, the active hands right here. You can see the tight end battle right here. This is another one. That's a throw by Zach Wilson to Kevin Austin Jr. off to the sideline right there. Nice throw right there. And Kevin Austin trying to make some plays right there. The Jags showing some stuff. Here's the one with Tyler Shuck right here, looking, and throwing. Nice dart from Tyler, right? Look at that. And fine. This is a close-up of the play we just talked about, fam, when he threw the ball over the flamingo. And there's a nice throw right here. Seeing him the whole way and just delivered it. And look at the guy here waving at it. And then he turned into a flamingo. And then he was able to gather, collect, turn upfield, and pick up an additional. You got some yak on the plate. That's what we talking about with Chris Olave, man. Making plays and making things happen. Yeah, and I think this is the same play. It's the same. Yeah, this is the same play right here. Them just cooking. He cooking the flamingo. But anyway, that's some of the plays, man, to kind of talk about that occurred at training camp. Shout out to Saints Wire right there for doing it. One of the biggest things to kind of talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that negative is the fact that we know that Jordan Tyson tweaked that hammy. That's not a good thing, man. So we'll just be looking out for it. But the thing is, fam, there's a lot of time between now and the season. So I'm not really kind of tripping on that. We know Jordan Tyson is a guy that we know that's going to be there. He's going to step up and handle business for the Who Dat Nation. We know based on some of the stuff that we've seen from Jordan in camp during the OTAs that we just got to get the kid healthy, man, and get him out there, man. And that should be the main thing for the Saints right now is getting both Cam Jordan and Jordan Tyson, both Jordans, Cam Jordan, Jordan Tyson, dealing with both of them guys dealing with hamstring. That's crazy. Cam Jordan and Jordan Tyson dealing with hamstring issues right now. You can't make that up. You can't make it up. But nonetheless, we need both our Jordans available for the regular season. I'm pretty sure that both these guys will not be playing for the rest of the preseason. Saints going to do their due diligence and get them healthy so they can have an impact when the games count. That's the bottom line. All right. Anyway, that's what I got for y'all, man. If y'all got any questions, please feel free to hit the The chat up with questions, man. Y'all let me know if y'all got any questions. Throw them in the chat right now, man. Let me know how y'all feel, man. All right, shout out to Barbara. I see you, Barbara. Audio Facts says that's why the offensive line has to perform great for all of this to work. I agree, Q. Thank you, Audio Facts. Much love to you. Appreciate you. Yeah, unlock Robert Meacham. Yes, indeed. Thank you. T Dirty. What's up, my brother? T Dirty in the building. Good to see you, my boy. I say they got to stay healthy. Much love. Audio says, I think Kelvin Banks going Pro Bowl this year. That's a bold one there. He will get even better during the course of the season. Indeed, Kelvin Banks Jr., man, him and Tali Fuaga is going to be a all-star tackle tandem or a Pro Bowl tackle tandem for the foreseeable future, man, when they put it all together. The Saints did two wonderful jobs in drafting Tali and then getting Kelvin Banks to be bookends for Tyler Shuck. You know, getting David Edwards in, because you got to have that vet that been to the next level. You know, David Edwards signed the agreement. He came here. He has that Super Bowl experience that he got from the Rams and all this kind of stuff. You heard him talking about how guys like Tyler Shuck and Josh from Buffalo, how these guys, you know, the similarities between the two, right? You know, and that's a positive. But at the end of the day, you know, you want to make sure that we stay at a certain level, especially with the running attack. We can't have any issues there. If you can't run the football, that puts all the pressure upon Tyler Shuck to make plays, and that's just not fair. We have to be able to run the football to alleviate the pressure, operate the play action, run all our other stuff off the back of the running attack. If you got Travis Etienne, a home run hitter, Elvin is there, and Aldrich Estime and others, you got to be able to run the football with these guys. You got to. So, you know, that's positive. All right. Yeah, the injuries, we got to get over that injury stuff, man, for real. What's up, Jack? Shout out to you. Yeah, Kendre Miller. Yeah, Kendre Miller is I don't know what Kendre Miller. I don't think Kendre Miller gonna make the team. There's too many other players here. What's up, Travis? Shout out to you, brother. Maury Mall. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know why number 7, bro. I don't he decided to take that number, you know, and that's one of the things I see. He says number 7 don't fit him. Yeah. OG, what's up, OG? Say I'm fine with Sanker with the number 7. Yeah, it was just sitting there. When Taysom Hill retired, he not retired, but when he I said he retired. When Taysom Hill left New Orleans and said the goodbyes, that freed number 7 up, right? That freed number 7 up. So which presents an interesting question. Who was the most famous number 7, the most productive number 7? It got to be Taysom, right? Who else wore number 7 that was, you know, really great for the Saints, right? Is Taysom Hill the greatest number 7 player for the Saints? You know, let me look that up. Hold on. Let me look up who wore number 7. Because I have to say it's Taysom. I'm going to just say it straight up. Hold on, fam. Let me look that up. That kind of spiked some interest right there for the great Saint think tank. No. Damn, how could I forget that? Martin Anderson. Martin Anderson is the greatest number 7 to ever put it together. Taysom Hill would be number 7. Yeah, the other 7. It's Martin Anderson. How could I forget that? Martin Anderson is the greatest number 7 to ever wear. How could we forget that? I forgot the hell. Martin Anderson, family. The great Martin Anderson. Didn't he wear number 7? No, hold on. I'm going way back in the day. I want to say Martin. Yeah, Martin Anderson wore number 7. Let me look up who else. Not really. And Taysom Hill. That's the best too. The top, Martin Anderson, you're a Hall of Famer. 196 games, the most for this number. Taysom Hill wore it, number 7. And then you had guys like Danny Waffle, spent 3 years with the Saints. Steve Weatherford, y'all remember Steve Weatherford, the punter? He was 2 years with it. Ben Graham, back in 2008, was an Australian punter. Luke McCown, he wore the number as a backup behind Drew Brees. Tony Lionheart way back in 1972, he was the first to wear number 7. So you're going way back. So that's a few of the guys that actually wore number 7. Martin Anderson obviously is the greatest, followed by Taysom Hill. So I just something that just popped up in my mind, like who's that? But now Jonas Sanker's wearing it. So there you go. All right, Marley says we're all doing better than. Oh man, yes, we are doing better. That man's not here anymore, bro. He's not here anymore, man. Damn, Maul, why you said that, dude? And what has that got to do with anything, bro? I mean, what is that? Yeah, we all doing better than Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham is not here anymore, bro. Well, my question to you, Maul, is what the hell does that got to do with anything? I don't mean to laugh, but that just came out of way out in left field somewhere. I don't get that one, Maul. You got to break that one down, brother. What the hell does that got to do with anything we talking about right now? IT Dirty says Kendra gonna get hurt on his way out. He already hurt, bro. I don't know what's going on here, man. I just want the brother to do, to get better. I just want the man to get healthy again and be able to get back on the field and do what he loved to do, fam. That's all I'm saying. I think it's but like I said, and I showed you guys on the Saints depth chart, the Saints right now, man, listen, man, the Saints ain't tripping on that, man. They're not tripping on the fact that Kendre Miller is hurt. Kendre Miller's been hurt for a while. He only played 21 games. I was looking all this up just to figure it out. And Kendre Miller only played 21 games in his time. He's 24 years old. He played 21 total games during his time as a New Orleans Saints player. Now, regular season is 17 games, right? The bye kicks in, that's 8. You don't play, but 17 games. So he playing less than half the games per year. So we've already, out of the 3 years that he's been here, the 4 years that he's been hurt every year, including the 4th and final year of his rookie deal in which the Saints picked him up with the 3rd round pick back in 2023. It's unfortunate. It really is. And it just goes to show you your best ability is your availability. And the man is not there. It's not there. All right. Jack says open 7 days a week if in coverage. All right. All right. Kendre's eating his spinach. He need to be eating his spinach. Hopefully he ain't eating enough spinach. What's up, Benny? Yeah. Your Jordan Tyson did look good prior to him getting hurt. Man, unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate, bro. Very unfortunate that he got hurt, man. Hold on, let me change this font. I don't know why all of a sudden this font is doing this. Fam, give me a second. Let me change this crazy font. There you go. All right, anyway. Ro, what's up, Ro? He said, I'd rather be closed up 7 days a week, meaning locked up. Okay. Okay. Go get us, says Tyson. Getting hurt already. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. But like I said, he tweaked it, Jay Huntsberry. He didn't. He called it a tweak. That's the term. He tweaked it. Now we'll know more about it later on. What's up, Uncle Deuce? Shout out to you, my boy. Good to see you in the chat, man. Audio Facts says Tyson doesn't need a snap of preseason. Bro, got to get them hamstrings. I agree. 1,000%. Audio Facts. That's facts. Yeah, that is facts. Because, we know he could play. He showed us during the OTAs and up to this point that he can pick up the system. He has an idea of it, right? Of course, you want him to see more practice to get more improved. But, man, listen, I just want that hamstring issue. Remember, he's been dealing with this since late college last year. It was the reason why the Saints, they went to that private workout and that convinced the Saints, hey, man, this guy is good to go. He was all right, and then there's something else. But best believe when you got guys on the team like Ted Rath, they're going to make sure that he's 100%. Both him and Cam, man. They're going to shut those guys down. Them hamstrings going to be 100% healthy when the time comes. All right. Yeah. All right, Abby, what's up, bro? Says Underhill post that he's hearing that Jordan Tyson hamstring injury is not exactly. That's why. That's Nick said that, and a couple of other people said the same thing. So they obviously are hearing it from inside the coaching staff that it's not a serious. That's why they termed it as a tweak. He didn't tear or this kind of stuff. They said they tweaked it because he actually. They said he. I think they said he ran off. Not ran off, but he might have kind of walked off. He wasn't limping or none of this kind of stuff. So it just showed the way they seen him when he happened and how he kind of walked off or kind of not walked off or he didn't run off, but he kind of, I guess, jogged off. They didn't see any real lag in his step or this sort of thing, you know? So yeah, tweak. So that's good. That means that, he'll be back. All right. Pam, and shout out to you, said the kickers. How did they do? Punter, how was he? According to what we seeing, that the kickers did fine. They were perfect. I think one report said that Tanner Brown, Charlie Smith was perfect. He had a 53-yarder. Tanner Brown, the UFL kicker, also some reports said that he was perfect. One report said he missed one. So regardless or not, they did good. And I didn't hear anything about the punter. Although in scrimmage, prior to the scrimmage, the punter is doing right. His name is Wright. Wright is kicking ass. Like, I mean, he's booting the ball. The special teams coaches are, is happy. Kellen Moore gave him accolades. He's been solid all camp, and people are really excited about it. The guy got a gun for a leg, and it was about time, man. All right, thank you, Pam, and shout out to you. All right, Barbara said Kendra needs to be off this roster. It's gonna happen, Barbara. He's gonna be one of those cuts. And I don't want to put nothing on Kendra Miller, but this is something that is inevitable, right? We know it's inevitable, fam. We know it's inevitable. Let me see if I can get this a little bigger. Yeah, here it is right here. This is the unofficial depth chart right now for the Saints, right? And we know if you look at the running back position right here, and it only shows like 4 guys. Of course, if you go deeper, you can see the rest of them. But man, listen, this just one of the situations where you can look at for yourself and see when you go out to where the runners are, and it started right here with Ty Chandler, that they got guys already in place. So if Kendra Miller, who's right here, if Kendra Miller isn't playing, we know Devin Neal's not playing, but we know that they'll have more patience for Devin Neal than it would with Kendra Miller. Kendra Miller's on the final year of his rookie deal. Devin Neal's going to his second year. Plus, Kendra Miller is a player that Kellen Moore did not pick versus Devin Neal is, right? So he has more insight, like, that's my guy. I picked Devin Neal. Kendra Miller has to be there. Kendra Miller is having issues showing up because his body won't do it because I think his preparation. He needs to change how he's working. It hasn't worked for him. You need to change it up. You can't be doing the same thing over and over again because he missed all the OTAs. He came back for training camp. Everybody was surprised by that. And then days in, it's a back issue now. So, it's just, maybe it's time. But Audric Estime is gaining snaps. Ty Chandler's getting snaps. Devin Neal was doing okay till he had a hammy. And then C.J. Donaldson also stepped up. He's been getting benefited by those snaps. So when guys get hurt, other guys step in and step up. That's what it's about. Making a name for yourself. All right. Uncle Deuce asks, how did Ruiz do? Nothing right now bad that I'm hearing from Cesar Ruiz in camp today, fam. I haven't heard anything bad about Cesar Ruiz. Right now I'm hearing that ain't nothing bad. Hearing that Cesar Ruiz took care of business. Let's see. The first thing is, okay, we had a great offensive explosion against the Jags in this 2-hour scrimmage. Is it, how did Ruiz do? Okay, well, Ruiz, nothing of note bad from Cesar Ruiz. He was solid in practice, so that is a positive. So when he does good, we want to also, make sure we show Cesar Ruiz love when he does good, right? Because we damn sure, wouldn't do it. Okay, Marley said, Q, you forgot that I didn't. Okay, yeah, I did. I forgot. Ronald said Martin Anderson is the best. That's right, Ronald. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I forgot, bro. I forgot Martin Anderson wore number 7, man. I don't know how I did that, man. It's a lot of stuff swirling around upstairs. Yeah. Yeah. Audio Fact says yes. Number 7 is the big number for LSU more than the. Indeed. Could that be something that they are taking on? Because we do have a couple of Tigers on the team, right? We do have a couple of Tigers on the team. I don't know at one time how many Tigers we had, but we do have a few LSU Tigers on this team. We got Barry Brown. We got Divine Gacho. We got Deion Jones. Am I missing somebody? There's like 3 LSU players currently on the New Orleans Saints squad. Yeah, I don't know if that might be a record that we've had that many players from the Saints, from LSU that's on the Saints team. Yeah, that might be a record there, fam. We got 3 LSU Tigers on this current Saint team. You got 1 Tulane Green Wave player too, and Ryan Wright, the punter. So yeah, and we even got that guy hurt right now. So wide receiver, Charles Hawkins from Southern. So he's dead, but he's on the injury and out situation. But yeah, 3 LSU players currently on this team, man. So that's not bad, right? It's not bad at all. Right, we got 3 LSU players on the squad with the black and gold, man. That's all right. We doing something. All right, yeah. Maul said, yeah, my bad, Q2C. I'm just saying, what the hell does Lindsey Graham got to do with this, bro? I just want to know the connection. What's the connection? Are you watching news or something? Did you get an alert on your phone? I'm trying to figure that out because that was way from left field somewhere. Hell yeah, he doing better than Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, according to reports, had a building fall on him, man. They lying and saying that he was. It's just a whole bunch of crap, man. But yeah, that's terrible, man. All right, Dre says, man, I hope Kendra isn't rubbing. Oh yeah, right. No, bro, he been dealing with that hammy since college, and it was a rush to kind of get him healthy by their staff so he can perform for that pro day, and he showed more than enough. I really do think, family, it's just me, that if he being Jordan Tyson, hadn't done well at that pro day when the Saints went to, days before the draft happened, the Saints might have ended up with Downs, from who the Dallas Cowboys got. That's my thought process. They could have ended up with him. But nonetheless, Jordan Tyson, once we get him healthy, fam, I think we'll be all right. All right. Jane Doe says, Kendra Miller, an example why you don't talk blank. He got that bad juju. Remember, he said he was coming for Elvin Kamara. Yeah, he said that, but yeah, man, you need to, you need to step the hell up on that, man. He need to step the hell up. Well, he said a lot of people believed Kendra Miller was the heir apparent to the running back position when they drafted him because he looked the part. The problem was that he could never stay healthy because that's a big part of it too, making it to the league and then staying healthy to get the reps so that you can help your team. You can't help your team on the field from the injury tent or from, you can be a cheerleader, but actually getting out there and performing for a 24-year-old that played 21 games in 3 years, it's not a good look. So maybe he has a change, fam, but still a lot of time. Maybe Kendra Miller comes back next week and then he never gets hurt again and he helps the Saints. Maybe he challenges. There's still, I know it's a long shot, but there's still time. Jess Leo says Cesar Ruiz get rid. He says get rid and Kendra Miller, can we get our money back for the end of these people? I don't think the Saints going to do anything with Cesar right now, bro. But Kendra Miller might. He keeps doing this. He's not going to make the 53 man. It's just what it is, right? AK says Kendra, aka the scientist, says that Kendra Miller will be better on the Jets. Yeah, might need to change the scenery, man. I don't know. He can't do anything to help us out. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, no love for Ruiz. He's been there for a minute. Should figure out by now. Yes, patience running out on him. Audrey Estime is doing good, bro. Shout out to you. He's doing good. All right. You said Brown is my favorite LSU player thus far, aka. That's cool, brother. All right. Okay, Vernell said I wanted my Delane. I know, bro, from LSU. Me too. Imagine your secondary with him there and Kool-Aid, but yeah. Well, it is what it is. T. Durst, the only spot Kendra is going to take somebody's spot in Oshner Hospital. Yes, indeed. See, he the butt of the jokes, man. Unfortunately, The man's hurt, but he's the butt of the jokes because of the fact that he's just not there, man. People have ran out of patience. And when that's what happened when you run out of patience with people. People have ran out of patience with Kendre Miller. People have ran out of patience with Cesar Ruiz. It is unacceptable to be a player that much reps, that much time has to be better, a lot better than what you are, right? And we know this man's 24 years old. You got players on the team that do deal with bumps and bruises, but for whatever reason, when Kendre Miller gets hurt, it's for long stretches of time. It's like somebody can, get banged up. Like you seen Julian Blackmon, he banged a knee, was back at practice the next day. What is this thing with Kendre Miller? Right? You have to eventually. I don't know if the Saints are handling him with kid gloves because of his injury history, but once you undertake the injury-prone tag, that is something that is very difficult, if next to impossible, to remove. Once people label you as injury-prone, that's a whole nother thing to shake off you. And whatever he's been doing over the last 4 years for him to be on this team and contribute as a healthy player, it has failed miserably. I don't know what the man regimen is, what he's eating, if he has a separate training, if he's stretching enough. Because it seemed like a lot of things that Kendre been dealing with is stuff where if he's dehydrated, because that's a part of it. Like we got doctors that listen to the show, they'll tell you that if you're hydrated, you got to be hydrated to undertake activity. Like Chase Young talked about today, how hot it was and how some of them guys was, under the, we here early, you get up early in the morning in New Orleans and it's like 100 degrees, 9-10 o'clock, it's 100 degrees outside. The humidity might kick it up a degree or 2 or 3. So it's hot already and the sun's beaming, the humidity's there. We're in the thick of summer now. We're in August. It's August summertime. So you're gonna, so when you out there, you're gonna be sweating, you exert all this kind of stuff. And guys have to stay hydrated. Is that a part of his problem? And I tell y'all all the time about that Bruce Lee book I read a long time ago, where Bruce Lee was like, he got hurt in a stunt he was doing for a movie. I think he broke his leg or something like that. Something happened where he was laid up in the bed. Well, he decided to write a book about, injuries and sports injuries. It was different things in there, but he mentioned a section about hamstring tears that were happening during that time. He attributed to the fact that they're not stretching for a long enough time, maybe not properly and not for a long time. His belief, Bruce Lee's belief, according to that book, was that you're supposed to stretch as long as the time that you are supposed to be performing this physical activity. You get what I'm saying? And also, like doctors, they tell you hydration is a big part of it. You have to drink, you have to be hydrated if you're going to be outside, if you're going to be doing all this other kind of stuff. A lot of Kendre Miller's issues was tied to muscle pulls and all this kind of stuff, which would be attributed to you not stretching either properly or enough, or perhaps you're not hydrated. Whatever the case is, you would hope that you would have figured out the pattern of what was happening and cut it off at the roots and stopped it. Whatever you eat in your diet, looking at everything, like you would reverse engineer this thing and start looking at, man, what am I eating? What I need to do. Maybe I ain't got the right trainer. Maybe I need to find another trainer. Maybe I need to find a trainer that deals with specifically how to stop these sort of issues from happening, and just be about the business of doing that, because maybe he's doing it, maybe he's not, but regardless of not, all I see is the negative result of whatever's happening. I think he needs to change his game up, bro, because it's the same thing. What was it, fam? 20-something games over the last 3 years is not going to cut it when it's 17 games in a regular season, not including the playoffs. That means you're even playing half those games for a third-round pick. That's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it. So hopefully we still got a lot of time left for him to make it back. Who knows? Kendre Miller could come back next week and not miss any more time. He got a back spasm or whatever's going on with his back. But I hope he can get back to football as soon as possible. I'm always says, Q, I was mad at Sanker, number 7, and chose. He was mad at Sanker's number 7 and chose I still don't get it, bro. But whatever, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
Donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
All right, thank you, Maul. Appreciate that. Jack said he broke his back. Okay, thank you, Jack. Appreciate you, man. I knew it was something like that. He was laid up there, and he wrote that little book, and he drew his own descriptions and his own little animations and all of that, man. I don't know what happened to that book, man. I don't know what happened to it, man. But it was a good book. All right, Maul says Louisiana Heat made me thought that the devil came, got me, and brought me to his house. Yeah, it's hot down here, man. It is definitely hot. And for them to be playing in that heat, man, let me tell you, it's something else. Jess Leo says, what Armstead helping Ruiz with is moving him out of town? Hey, listen, Ruiz is, listen, bro. We'll see, man. That's all I can say. We'll see how it looks, man. We'll see him in action in some of these preseason games. In the regular season, when it starts, we're going to see some lines, man. And I want Ruiz. Let me go on record for saying this, and I said this before. I want Cesar Ruiz to be the best that he can be. I really do. And most of the Whodats are not here to tear the man down. What they want is to bring light to you being better than what you've been, playing better, stepping your game up. You know, when people are calling you out and saying that you're not playing, you don't get mad at them because they're saying, hey, man, you could be better than this. You're not playing right. You know, you're getting pushed around and manhandled. He gets mad because who does that? Who does that? That's the problem with some of these people. They don't have discernment, man. Because if you have discernment, discernment will teach you when somebody's giving you a constructive criticism or critique versus somebody that's just throwing something out at you. You're supposed to know the difference. You're supposed to know the difference because if you're being true with yourself, you'll know what things you have to work on versus some of the things. You'll know your strengths and weaknesses. If you know who you are, you'll know your strengths and weaknesses. So if somebody come at you and say something that is constructive versus something that's destructive, if they come at you, you would know the difference and you would have the discernment ability to then place them where they properly belong. Like you would take the critiques and say, you know what, that person is right. Into my game, that'll make me better. Versus somebody saying something non-constructive or destructive, you say, well, that's not true. That's not who I am. And then you would discard it appropriately. But they don't have no discernment. So what they do, they just take everything, whether it's positive or negative, and say, well, it's all noise. No, it's not all noise. The great deal of how you will learn to be better comes from other people. Your connection and your relationship with other people. That's how you would know how to amp up your game, because that's how the Most High works. He'll send people to you to help you, to guide you, and then there are other ones that test your nature. It's not you on some island somewhere. You will get in if you on your game and you meditating, you'll get blessed with some messages. But I'm telling you, that's not how it all works. You get it from everywhere. And you have to have the ability to be able to discern or tell the difference between what's constructive and destructive. It is not all what you would term as noise. And that's the problem with some of these guys that think like that, because what they're doing is they're capping their own development and not even realizing it. Not everybody is coming for you to tear you down. In many cases, some people are coming to inform you to do better and be better because they think that you are better than what you are showing. That's facts. That's proof. That's 100%, 1,000% facts. And that's talking about a man that's on level 49 in life, giving game about how people, deal with each other in relationships and situations, how we can make each other better. This game that I'm saying is helping somebody right now because they might have not understood that, but that might be helping somebody right now. That's the relationship that people have with people. We learn from each other, sometimes good, bad, and in between. But that's the part about the discernment game. When he talked on Teron Armstead's broadcast, that got me like, what are you talking about? Most of the Whodats are great people. Now, you might have some of them that's batshit crazy, but I'm telling you, that's in a small minority. 96 to 95% of the Whodats are competent and productive, loving, genuine people of all races, sizes, ethnicities. The Whodats are great people. I meet a lot of Whodats. I'm a proud member of the Whodat Nation. You know, that's me. That's my squad. That's my peoples. And, you know, and this is the great thing. But there are some batshit crazy people. I ain't gonna lie to you. There are some that's out there that don't know what they're talking about, you know. But I'm just saying straight up, they're not gonna come to tear you down, brother. These people out here are trying to tell you the truth so that you play better, so you don't make us look bad too. We want to win. We don't want to waste no more time with no losing. So they're not coming for your throat to tear you down, man. They're trying to give you game. You're supposed to know the difference. All right, that's all, man. I'm sorry, fam. I had to went on a tangent right quick, because that's what I'm feeling. I'm like, man, yeah, boy, what you talking about, man? What are you talking about? That people are not coming for you like that. This is the Whodat Nation, man. We all about winning and being positive, and that's what it is in life. Because a great deal of us are successful people living a productive life and handling business, raising family, you know, running businesses, you know, not taking from nobody, just being positive and operating on the correct side of things. That's a great deal of many of the Whodat Nation. That's how we operate. All right, Jess Leo, thank you, man.
Donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
Thank you, Jess Leo. Man, maybe I shouldn't have played that after me dropping all that game. I hope that didn't tarnish my message. All right, shout out to you guys. Come on, Marley Q. We all the Whodat alcoholics, man. Yeah, we have a good time. I ain't gonna lie to you. We have a good time. We have a good time. But at the end of the result, man, we are balanced people. That's all I'm saying. The Whodat Nation is very balanced. You'll hear that, man. The Whodat Nation is balanced. I met a lot of Whodats in my time, man, and a lot of the Whodat people are great people. That's that. I'm a proud member of the mighty Whodat Nation. Let me say the mighty Whodat Nation. That's why there's a sports coma, man, because they wasn't telling the truth about us and what we believe. They want to paint these narratives. That's what the sports coma came out of. It was because of the love to represent the team in the correct way. And that's what this is. That's why it has been doing as long and good as it's been for plus 10 years. We've been representing. That's the power and the love and the determination of the mighty Whodat Nation, in which I'm a proud member of the mighty Whodat Nation, man. Let me tell you something, baby. We here. All right, AK, shout out to you, Dre. Says Cesar Ruiz cap hit is 14 mil. Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. He says it's not worth half of that. No offense to him, but he's severely overpaid. Shout out to Dre, man. Shout out to Dre. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Cesar, let me put it on Cesar Ruiz. Let me take this off of Kendra Miller and put the correct person's face. I know sooner or later a lot of people will bring it back to Cesar Ruiz. Listen, fam, Cesar Ruiz had he did well in the scrimmage today. There was nobody pushing him down and going to get a sack on Tyler Shuck. Let's get that out of the way. But like I said, the spotlight is on him like it was on Trevor Penning. Y'all remember that? When Trevor Penning was dealing with what he was dealing with during camp when he was here, and people were saying, what's up with this guy? You know, this guy's a first round draft pick. He's not handling his damn business. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. You know, this sort of thing. The spotlight was on Trevor Penning. If it's good for Penning, then it's good enough for Cesar Ruiz. Because Cesar needs to play better and stay there. Like, he don't have to be perfect, but he has to elevate his play to be more consistent. He's a first round draft pick who's making a good chunk of change. We need to see better production. And listen, the running attack, it's not just good to say, okay, we're going to run behind McCoy, David Edwards, and Kelvin Banks Jr. on the left side. No. We got to be able to run either left or right to his side with him and Tali Fuaga over there. The hell with all that other stuff. He has to show that he's ready to become a better player for the Saints, because we need that running attack consistently to take pressure off the quarterback so we can get into our play action sets and all this other kind of stuff. Y'all know it's the truth. Y'all know it's the truth. All right. Anyway, he did good today. I'm not tearing him down for nothing, fam. I'm just saying overall, because I have some people that say, "Hey, Q, this, that, and the third." No, no, no. We're not down. We saying the stuff that's true. This is facts going forward. And I say that from any player that's true. Hell, I said that about Isaac Yiadom. Isaac Yiadom need to play better. Now you got Jaden Price on his neck. You got Martin Emerson Jr. here, but make it $2.7 million for what? You got to play better, brother. This is a competition. This is a team with people competing for jobs. If other guys are cheaper than you, Emerson is over $1 million cheaper than Isaac Yiadom. He has to play better. Now, he had a better day the other day, but you have to keep that going. Jaden Price has been stacking consistent days, showing consistency, showing that he understands that Brandon Staley's defensive principles, showing that. So you have to play better. That's what it's about. You have to elevate. If you're not getting it, you got to get out there and you got to stay a little longer. You got to be the first one in, the last one to leave. You got to be studying your playbook. And, you got to, what else you going to do? Go to the movies? If you're a football player and your business is football, then you should be working on your body. You should be working on your technique full time. If you're not sleeping, ain't no time for TV. Get up and start working on backpedaling, working on being more fluent, looking at the tape and understanding why you're getting beat consistently. Understanding when you're supposed to flip hits and then take off, knowing when you're supposed to turn around and locate the football. Stuff that we see on tape that is constantly negative. You have tape to watch, to study. You don't need to be watching TV or listen to the radio or any of that stuff. Your game right now is to focus on and iron out the things that you need to have so that you can be a better player. And if you don't do that, guess what? Other people are going to do it. They will take your job from you and put you on the street. That is the competitive nature of the NFL that stands for not for long. This is the thing. All right, shout out to you. What's up, YO? Shout out. He says, one more.
Donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
Shout out to you, YO. What's interesting is he's cycling through the same stuff. That's the funny part about the thing. I'll put it up there because I found it hilarious. Because number one, you're not humble. Number two, you're cycling through the same papers over and over again. So I was like, you know what? This would be a good thing to kind of put up to the fan. All right. Shout out to y'all. Vernell says we have to pay attention to Brockton because he showed speed and power at training camp practice. But yes, indeed, bro. Good call on that. Yeah, Bernard Brockton, I think, will be a player for the Saints going forward. I'm just going to keep it real with you. He will be a player for us, man. AKA the scientist says nutrition and hydration is key performance in camp, bro. Yes, indeed, man. All right. Yes, indeed. I agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly with you. We'll see what it happens. That's the biggest questions is about Kendra Miller. I don't think Kendra Miller is going, I think he'll get healthy later on. But the point is, how effective will he be? Will it be too late? Like, he could come back next week, family. He can come back next week and get involved in those practices. But remember, you have to impress these people between now and he's missed the first leg of it. You got 2 pieces left, like 2 weeks after this preseason game, right? Let's say he comes back sometimes next week. Let me put the graphic on screen here because I had to break it down in this way. So people, hold on, fam. Let me put the graphic up. I always keep this graphic up to show people because it's kind of difficult looking at this, and understand. You don't got all the time in the world. Check this out. From August 8th to the 15th, this is what it was, right? And we know we know about the practices, the joint practice, the Jaguars, that happened today. Then you got the walkthrough Friday, and then the actual game is on Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time kickoff, right? In the Dome. Now, let's say he comes back next week to start the second leg of it, which is the West Coast swing, which is from August the 16th through August the 22th, right? We put this in blocks so people can kind of remember it. Now you got the day off on August the 16th. Obviously, you're gonna give them the day off. Then they go to work on the 17th, right? Then they got a travel situation, right? Where it happened. Then they got the 18th. They're taking on. They got the Cowboys practice. So they got the Cowboys practice on the 18th in California. They got to hit the road. They got the Cowboys practice on the 18th. The 19th, they got a closed practice. The 20th, they got a joint practice with the Rams, right? So you in 3 days rather, you're gonna practice against the Cowboys. You're gonna practice against the Rams. Then you go a walkthrough before the game, and then the game is August the 22nd in SoFi Stadium on the West Coast. And then the final push is from the 23rd to the 28th. So he got roughly 2 weeks to impress the Saints about whether or not he can make the team. Now, that is a compressed window, isn't it, family? That is a very compressed window. Does he do it? The odds are he more than likely won't. It don't benefit the Saints to IR him if he's still hurt because his contract is up. So it's like put up or shut up. It's put up or shut up. He has 2 weeks to impress them. Will he impress them? I don't know, bro. I don't know because I don't know if he's coming back anytime soon. What's up, Scoop? Shout out to my boy Scoop, man. Much love, fam. Appreciate you, man, for being in the stream. What it do, pimpin'? Shout out to my dog Scoop. All right, T Dirty says, well, Q, they used to play. He said, I used to play a lot of ping pong when we. Oh, and again, when we was in the 4 years when we was dealing with Dennis Allen, you played a lot of ping pong. Okay, that was your therapy. Yes, indeed, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Yeah, King Chosen would say, get in the weight room. All right, shout out to you as well, man. All right, Just Lil says, get millions of dollars to look at tape and take. They're paying you, the Saints are paying you to be a professional athlete, which means that you sign a contract, you're making 6 figures. Some at the very least, some making 7. What's interesting is that affords you to not have to worry about going to a 9 to 5. That allows you to lock in to be at the gym working out, and many times you don't have to pay for that because it's already taken care of. The Saints have all the training that you could possibly. They got weight machines, they got stuff that you can run on, they got coaches there that also work with you, and then a lot of times is guys have the team doctors, and then they hire their own personal doctor or trainer, right, to work with them. That's what I'm saying, that if you're Kendre Miller, you have to go through your entire process. And maybe it's too late. Maybe it's too late, fam, because I showed you guys the running back room that the Saints currently have. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. Listen, you look at the running back room, they don't need Kendre Miller. I'm going to just be honest with you. They're not tripping on Kendre Miller. They signed Travis A-Chain. They get restructured Elvin. They signed Ty Chandler. Kellen Moore likes Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler is one of these elusive backs that can catch the ball out the backfield. Remember he had some success against the Saints when he played with the Vikings. Ty Chandler was a signing that helps. They like Audric Estime. They brought in C.J. Donaldson. So when you added Chandler, A-Chain, C.J. Donaldson, that's 3 more running backs to the room. It created that extra competition in the room because they knew there'd be some injuries there. They knew at some point you might not have a crystal ball. You might not have a crystal ball to decide on what's going to happen with them, but you can pretty much set your watch, unfortunately, to Kendre Miller not being there. That's the whole point about the whole measure. He has 2 weeks, a compressed window to impress the Saints before the 53 cuts are on tap. Does he make the 53-man roster when he missed all the OTAs? He may played a couple of games in camp, and then on top of that, he is hurt right now, and he's missed all of this week. He missed the scrimmages. Will he be ready? If he misses any time in the second week, you might as well just go ahead and cut him loose. If he misses any time next week, it's over with. You're not going to make the team and impress them in 1 week. It's not going to happen. It's unfortunate, but it simply is what it is, man. All right. Okay, Vernell says he's rooting for C.J. Donaldson. All right, Brother James says, I don't hate on pro athletes like some people do, but you're getting paid to stay in shape and play football. Sounds like a good gig. No hate. No. James, you are 100% right. You know what, James? Isn't it unfortunate, my brother, that you have to have a disclaimer in your comment about saying I'm not trying to hate. You said it multiple times. But see, here in the great Saint think tank, the mighty Who Dat Nation, we have the ability to understand that that you giving a truthful comment that is as clear as anything out there, clear as truthful as it can be, is not to me defined as hate. When you telling somebody, hey man, you're getting paid to play and stay in shape to play football. You don't have to go out and get a job at the steel mill or at the paper plant, or you know, or you know what I'm saying, or drive a truck, or you know, do anything else. They're paying you to be a professional athlete that's in shape. Here go these trainers, here go all this equipment, here go free clothes you can wear. Here go all this, go ahead, pick up a shirt, you know, all this kind of stuff. Everything free to a degree for you to be in the best shape that you can in some kind of way. I don't know what it is. You can't seem to find your way to stay healthy. That's a you problem. All of that is a you problem, whether it's your diet, whether your hydration, or anything. Any doctor will tell you that. A guy that's repetitively getting hurt and he's 24 years old, what is that all about? I don't get none of that, bro. I don't get that. I don't get that. But no, James, you're right, man. You don't have to say no hate again, though. It's not hate when you tell the truth. It's not hate, my guy. You are 100% right, sir. It's no hate. My boy had to put 2 disclaimers in there. Man, they hating on the athletes. No, we ain't hating on nobody, dog. They're not paying you to be hurt. They're paying you to play. They're paying for your availability. But hurt is that, you know, a lot of it is circumstantial. A lot of it isn't. It depends on what kind of injuries you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a guy like Kendra, and I can pull up a laundry list of all the injuries this man been dealing with, a lot of it is pulls, hamstring pulls, and muscle pulls. That's something that you as a player have a great degree of power and control over through your diet, whether you're being hydrated. All of this stuff is a part of it. If you're not there, something's going on in that area is all I'm saying. But it's up to the player to decide on, man, what do I need to do to fix all this and change this up? How could these other players, my teammates, play in the same position as me, doing the same things as me, but some kind of way I'm hitting this and they getting the pluses, I'm getting the minuses? At some point, you gotta, it's all tying back to the player. But you saying facts, bro. You don't have to put disclaimers in over here, bro. For real deal, Holyfield, bro. You good. T Dirty said ain't hate at all. If you breathe, if your breath stink, you hate on me. Yeah, now he said it ain't hate at all if your breath stink. I'm gonna tell you, it wouldn't be hate. It would be help me and help me and you. If your breath stink, bro, seriously. All right, Marley says Kendra Miller body can't take all the stress. It's obviously it can't, man. But listen, man, we sent out a prayer for him to have a total healing process over the players. Both Jordans, both Jordan Tyson, both Cam Jordan, those guys have full healing over their bodies where they're 100% healthy and they good to go the whole damn way. How about, and same with Kendra Miller, a prayer of healing over Kendra and all of our players that's bumped and bruised, that's dealing with stuff. Even some of the other players on other teams, for guys to be healthy again, man. Because we are the Saints, so we definitely need some of these players to remain healthy, man. You know, we'll see, bro. We'll see. Anyway, with that being said, man, listen, man, if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm going to get ready to get on out on that. Listen, man, we had a good time today. I appreciate all you guys for chiming in on the broadcast today. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on social media feeds. Shout out to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the sports Coma with Big Q. 2026-27 NFC South winner. You see the numbers. Plus 200, plus 240, plus 310, plus 340. Saints in second place. This is going to change as things pick up, man. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a special year. The induction of Drew Brees into the Hall of Fame was also a popping thing that we've seen. The Saints are going to ride that energy, the momentum from last year, the Hall of Fame induction of Drew Brees. This energy is going to flow through the Saints. by the way, the fact that they said they are going to introduce Drew into the Saints with the Saints Circle Hall of Fame during the Minnesota Vikings game in the Dome. This is also going to give the Saints a boost as well. That Hall of Fame energy represented by Drew Brees is going to flow through this team this year, man. It's going to give us a spiritual boost as well as other things as the Saints keep moving forward. But then it's dealing with some injuries, dealing with some players that need to get better. Unfortunate about Jordan Tyson, unfortunate about Cam Jordan. But we know that we'll see these players in the regular season, man, when they're totally 100% healthy. All right, shout out to Drew Free. Shout out to these. Can we expect an NFC South roundtable anytime soon? Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, I promise you, my guy, we're gonna work on that, bro. Man, because you know our NFC South roundtables is the best. It's the best, man. Because I'll be honest with you, there ain't a bunch of podcasts sitting on the screen just talking about. All of us have tremendous respect for each other. We all know our team in depthly, and that's what you're saying when you're saying the NFC South roundtables with Big Low. That's my brother, my brother's from the PNP podcast. My brother Big Game James from the these a tremendous respect between all of us, and that's what make those roundtables pop like that, man. That energy and that respect that we have. But listen, bro, I'm going to get together and get this done as fast as I can. I promise you that we're going to get that pretty soon, but I'm trying to get this done within the next 7 to 10 days because a lot of people, there's a lot to talk about, and I'm going to try to get this out. I promise you that I'm going to get this together, and we're going to try to get a roundtable done between the next 7 to 10 days. Thank you, Drew Free, for asking. Here's a
donations, 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 gifts, 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 more gifts, more gifts.
All right. Thank you, my brother. We're going to work on that, man, for real. All right. Shout out to the fam, Who That Nation in the news on Tyson. Nothing right now, bro. It's basically being called. They're saying Jordan Tyson exited practice early with a minor hamstring issue. There, it was a tweak. Now they're qualifying it as a minor hamstring issue, which is fine. So that's pretty much all we got right now. We gotta let time kind of go a bit, and it says a left mid-August practice early due to hamstring tweak, though team reports indicate optimism that it is just minor. So that's all I'm getting, bro, is the fact that he tweaked his hammy, and it's a minor. It's just a tweak. It's nothing more than that, and that's just what it is right now, which is great news, right? That's great news. It's not more than that. That just means the Saints will just have to shut him down for they'll just have to shut him down for the rest of the preseason and make sure that he's completely ready when the time comes for the regular season, just like Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan is not gonna see any time in the rest of the preseason. Neither is Jordan Tyson. So you might be looking at a 3 to 4 week time window, because that's what it is with these hamstring issues, bro. This is what it is. All right, appreciate the question. Maul says, Bigelow knows he has yeah, QBs like Kendra Miller. Yeah, unfortunately, man, both those quarterbacks dealing with issue. All right, shout out to you. Yeah, he said, yeah, good. He'll be, well, we hope so, bro. We hope so. When is that first? Hold on, fam. Hold on. When is that first? Let me see. Hold on just a second. Let me see here. Because, is there a week in between? Hold on. Saints. Because y'all know they usually, between the end of the preseason and the start of the regular season, they usually put like a week in between that thing. If that's the case, this could work for us. What the hell is my phone? I was trying to find a calendar. Okay, so the first one is September the 13th. Hold on, let me get a calendar right quick. Hold on. That might be 4 weeks. Hold on, y'all help me out with this right quick. Y'all help me out with this. Help me out with the calendar. The first Saints game, regular season game against the Detroit Lions is September the 13th, 2026 at 12 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern time in Detroit. Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's okay. Good. Yeah, that's 4 weeks. That'll be a 4-week ticket. Because, always they don't start it off in the first week. Like, we rarely. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up a calendar here. Hold on here. Yeah, because the end of the preseason happens, what is it, the 28th of August. So then we have the September the 1st. The 1st of September is a Tuesday. Then you won't see NFL action until that next week. So that'll be the 13th. So there you go. So that puts, that's 4 weeks. That's a month. So that's good, fam, because we hadn't played, like, you got from now until then. That's 4 weeks. So that's enough time. Am I saying that right? No, it's not exactly. Yeah, it's exactly a month. It's exactly a month. The first preseason game is exactly a month from now. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, that's 4 weeks. That should be enough time for the Saints to get Jordan Tyson straight with his hammy and Cam Jordan straight as well. That's exactly a month. So hey, fam, there you go. There go your month. Because I say it'd probably be 3 to 4 weeks. So there you go, fam. There you go. It's exactly a month. All right. Thank you for that question, bro. I had to work that through. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, AK says prayers up for 6-2 playing behind Ruiz. Prayers up to number 6 playing behind Ruiz. Funny. That was a good one there. That was a good. You snuck that one in there, huh? AKA, I hear you, brother. He said prayers up to number 6 playing behind Ruiz. All right. Anyway, man, y'all guys are hilarious. All right. So anyway, with that being said, man, look, so we're gonna cut out on that. Listen, I appreciate y'all, man. Had a lot of fun talking to you guys today. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, hold on. James says also call it what it is. Not everyone is meant to be a pro athlete. Getting to that level puts your body through more than it used to, and some people's bodies can't take the pressure. That's true, James. Hey, James, bro, you welcome. You welcome all in the Great Saint Think Tank, bro. Man, you dropping some good game, bro. But I understand the disclaimer, man. But you don't have to put the disclaimer in here, bro. Straight facts, baby. 1,000%, man. You dropping facts, bro. It's no need. If people can't take it, that's their problem, bro. Speak the truth. Speak the truth and shame the devil. That's how my mama taught me, man. She didn't say spare the devil feelings. She didn't give a damn about that. No, speak the truth and put the devil on Front Street. That's what I always was taught. But anyway, listen, appreciate y'all for chiming in today. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on social media feed. Big Q representing the mighty Who Dat Nation. We up in this thing, man. Listen, good day at work for the Saints today. Jordan Tyson will be fine. Cam will be fine as the season moves on, man. We'll see and monitor and watch a lot of the other reserve players. Interested to see guys step up with Jordan Tyson having a slight hammy issue. Other wide receivers have to come to the forefront, step up and play. And can Bub Means, can Kevin Austin Jr., can Trey Palmer, can the Marino kid, Cropper Marino, I think his name is, can any of these other guys step up and make a name for themselves? We shall see. So with that being said, I'll leave y'all on that. Much love, peace, and who that take.
Yeah. Boogie like Vincent, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Vincent, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Bucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much to touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who we take? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thehootitdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thehootdatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO, you stay in the know.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.